All right. Let's go and do this right here, man. Now, let me say the title of these streams might be Internet Soap. I think that's the best way to do it. And by the way, shout out to Morrissey Wildcat for the idea. A shout out to that person. I would give them mod status if I wanted mods in my chat. I don't really like mods in my chat. If you're new to this, my streams here, hi, I'm Mr. Deadman. This is what I do. I stream at nights. I talk about internet drama. That's what I do here now. And I like doing it. It's easy. I sit and I talk about the stuff that happens. It's great. It's stuff I would be doing anyway, but it might as well just do it live with you guys. Okay? All right. And let me just say, I don't have mods in my chat because I want you guys to be able to say whatever you want in your chat. If you guys ever have disagreements with people in the chat, I think YouTube already gives you the tools, to block or mute or whatever, so I don't have to. That's the way I roll, man. Now, every now and then you might see a mod. That's not for any sweeping. That's just for link dropping. That's it. If my mods ever get caught sweeping, they're fired. That's it. That's the way going forward. If you have problems with someone in the chat, I understand. Not everyone's going to get along, but I want this place to be like, kind of like a bar or something, okay? We're all just here, okay? I guess a lot of bars have bouncers or whatever, but the only thing I ask for is nothing really. nothing. Just hang out in the chat, just say whatever, man. It's fine with me. All right. So last stream, a little bit of housekeeping here. Last stream, I ended abruptly, which is sad because we were watching Amaranth, which was fun to watch. I mean, she was like massaging her. I think she was applying lotion to her cleavage. We're watching her because Ben and Grace Thorp was on the panel with her. But we were interrupted because my dog, not my dog, but my wife was attacked by a dog. That might have been was that a Freudian slip about my wife? Whoa. Maybe she's listening. I don't know. And what I say, never believe YouTubers. Never, ever, ever. If there's one thing I tell you that you believe in, it's that every YouTuber is lying to you to some way, right? Okay, so let me show you. So it's true. She was bit by a dog. It happened. She was house sitting. Some dogs, like 6 dogs at a time. The person she was house sitting for, they might be a little cuckoo. I'm not going to say their name, but there might be a little. I'm just saying 6 dogs. 6 dogs, bro. I think that's all you need. I don't think you need any more than that. Okay? And these aren't just 6 cool dogs. These are like strays they get from around town. Okay? If there's an abandoned dog, they're going to pick him up and take him into the home, which is a noble act and takes a lot of sacrifice and time, stuff I'm not willing to give. But man, when you dog sit for them, be on guard, be ready, because some of those dogs do not get along with other dogs. And if you're in between them, they're gonna take a bite. They're gonna take a bite for real. Okay? Like I said, not saying any names, and the people that are involved, they're actually cool people. I like them. But the situation kind of sucked, and everything was handled right. The dog's still around. The dog's gonna be a dog. I'm not worried about that. My wife's not worried about that. The dog has its own problems. The owners have their own problems, okay? It's not that big of a deal. It was a little bit of a bite, okay? We didn't ask for anything because we're not that kind of person, okay? We're not going to sue or anything like that. This is not that sort of thing, okay? Other people might have. Other people probably would. Not that grimy sort, okay? Just not. That's that. Now, the stream tonight, what we're talking about here, we talk about internet drama. We talk about internet drama a lot with like Grace Thorp, Ben Thorp, those people, right? And we've seen them interact with all sorts of different people. We've seen them, force collaborations, go to people's homes and mess with people that way. We've seen some flagging campaigns happen. We've seen some stuff, but we've never seen someone get shot. I woke up this morning and saw this trending, was like, whoa, we're talking about this tonight. I don't even know who these cats are. I don't know who these people are. But what it was is you have a internet YouTube drama beef that escalated to the point to someone got gunned down in Vegas. This is for real. That's right. I'm making any of this up. Now, there's one particular clip I don't think I could play on YouTube. I know some people probably did, but you know how YouTube is when it comes to what you see. You guys are allowed to say whatever you want in the chat. But unfortunately, I have to obey the rules. But we are going to cover this. We're going to talk about this. We're also going to talk about a little bit of Rekieta. I might start the Rekieta part first. Because honestly, it's a slow roll, and it's kind of, it teeters on boring, but there is some questions to be asked, some things to explore. And then, of course, as usual, we're going to talk about the Thorps. I think Ben Thorp is trying to go a feminist route. I think he's trying to go in that angle. I am not exactly sure. But how can the dad, who may or may not have relations with his daughter, I think he had them, okay? How can the dad, who he said that he had to at one point take his wife out of the car, take her out to the woods, and beat her with a belt. He said that. His words, okay? That he had to do that. How can that sort of dad claim to be a feminist? You know? How can he claim to be that? Or at least not misogynistic? Oh, okay. All right. We'll explore that a little bit. All right. First off, let's go ahead and get into this here. By the way, let's go and get those likes up. For every 10 likes to take a shot, man, I'll do it tonight. The way it rolls, every 10 likes or for every dono or super chat, I'll take a shot of whatever I have here. I have some Tito's, vodka. That's what we're shooting here tonight. Like every YouTuber, let me just go ahead and make that a pinned thing here in the chat here. Let's see, taking shots for every 10 likes are donos. Boom. Okay. There you have that. Won't ask again. That's what it is. Okay. So let's go and get into this here. First, let's start with Rekieta. Okay. Let's go and put this on the screen here. Whoa. First off, it's over my head. That's great, right? This is great streaming. Now we do this. There we go. First off, right away, notice the discoloration on Rekieta's nose.
Sorry for being late. I have not been feeling the best. Over the weekend, still don't feel great. And then,
yeah. Well, yeah, evidently so. You don't feel great. Look at that nose of his. Look at that nose. There's some strange discoloration happening there. Now, I need to take a closer look here because I'm still infected with this pink eye that is not going away. Dude, I've had this eye infection for 2 months. This is not conjunctivitis, by the way. I'm going to see the doctor again on Wednesday, and they tell me conjunctivitis one more time. I think I might flip my shit. I think I might. If they prescribe to me another antibiotic, I want them to show me there that it actually works. Because I've taken steroids in the eye, different types of antibiotics. One was like this goop you put into your eye. It's not even a liquid. You just put this goop in your eye. Great. And it has not fixed it at all. This is horrible, dude. barely even see. It's great. Okay. But you know what? That's my problem, not your problem. Ricada here has some weird discoloration in his nose. Not looking too good there. You know, there's rumors that he's using whippets. I believe he's using whippets. He's definitely using nitros. Okay. Especially with the discoloration there. You cannot tell me he's not using anything and have that the weird red blemish right there. Almost kind of like a red purplish color.
Yeah, last night got some really shitty news.
And the way he sounds.
But you know, we'll soldier on.
It's like he's completely. It's like, listen to Ricada's voice. It sounds so defeated. Like there's nothing left in him.
That is a big part of me being late today. The other was I needed a shower. VVV Prince, I was.
Okay, hygiene's important. Are we doing whippets in the shower now?
Not violated on probation. My uncle died last night.
Oh, his uncle died. Now, we should probably feel sorry that his uncle died. Now, we didn't cover this, but lately the news about Rekieta is that Ricada, you know, pretty much has been wishing death on people like Mama K, Alyssa Clips, other people. Ricada has no problem wishing death to others, onto others, and now wants us to feel sorry for the loss of his uncle. Okay. Well, you know, I have some humanity in me still. I'll be like, well, sorry for your loss, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you could extend that to others. Maybe you could, but you can't. It'd be better if you did.
Cassandra, you can comment on whatever you want. I'm not abusing any drugs.
What is the number that you get?
This chat does not agree.
Completely sober.
If you were to
Get over
divide
it. Yeah, Bride of Springsteen is hilarious. Hope she dies
in
twice.
percentage.
Whoa. Back up. Hope she dies. Did he just wish death upon someone else after talking about his loss of his uncle?
Springsteen is hilarious. Hope she dies
In
twice.
percentage.
Okay. Like in the clip. In the clip he did the thing.
Yeah, I thought about not streaming today, and I was like, but I like streaming. Makes me feel good. So I figure we'll do it.
Dude, he did. Is he trying to convince us or himself? Because either way, it failed. This does not sound like a dude who likes to stream. This sounds like a dude who's like trapped in his own misery that he can't get out of.
If I'm too like bummed out and shitty, I'll bail on it eventually, but I don't think so. I think we'll make it through okay. I did procure a new water cooler for my PC.
Great news for Gator.
So that's what I'm gonna spend my evening doing, is getting that guy back up and running, so we can get off this damn laptop. We can make fun of Kurt to lift your spirits. Oh, I have the video. I already have
great. Yeah, let's make fun of Kurt. Kurt, who's doing what now? For some reason, Rekieta is obsessed with Uncivil Law. I believe that's Kurt. Yeah, Kurt there. Yeah.
The lunchtime Kurt video. But I do want to catch what I missed earlier in the day here at the Karen Reed trial before I do that. Eeyore's birthday. It's Eeyore's birthday, and Kurt went. You can't get funnier than stuff like this. I like it. It's professional.
So Kurt's gonna be. I think we're gonna see a clip of Kurt enjoying some touching grass moment, something in real life, something there, right? But like Rekieta is gonna laugh at him, which like he can laugh whatever. And Kurt is his own weird guy. He is a weird guy. Okay, I think there's a video of Kurt applying lotion to his bum. I don't know why he's doing that. I don't even know why he recorded that for YouTube. Hey, Paranormal Drama Llama, how's it going? You know about Spicoli drama? Grace Thorp isn't bothering. Oh, really? Grace Thorp isn't bothered by it. Ruby has banned him, though. Oh, I don't. Okay, give me the record. You have a link. I'll make you mod. Remember, the only role of the mod is not to sweep, just to provide links. That's it. That is it. Forever and ever. Okay?
Perfection. He just does it for free. It's amazing. I apologize.
Now, keep in mind, from what I understand, Uncivil Law, or Kurt, is still a lawyer, still licensed, I believe anyway, a practicing attorney, I think anyway. That's what I understand. Things that Rekieta is not.
Not looking for anything out of this or whatever. It's just explanatory. I've been feeling under the weather since Friday. I think people were starting to notice that I had a head cold on Friday, and that continued.
A head cold? Probably from all that nitros. Probably explains the nose, you know?
Over the weekend, and then yesterday night, actually, around 11 p.m., I got the news that my uncle had passed away, which was kind of unexpected. He was not in great health.
See, like we're supposed to feel sorry for him. He had just wished death to someone else earlier in this clip. And it's like, okay.
But he's been monitored by doctors, and they were, looking at pursuing some different treatments for him for some longstanding issues, and he just unexpectedly passed, and so that really sucked.
Wow, that is unfortunate.
A lot.
Unfortunate.
And I wasn't sure if I was going to make it to the stream today, but I'm really happy I did, because I like being here with you guys. So thanks for hanging out with me.
No, he's here. He's here. He's telling the story for sympathy donos.
Am I a Freemason? No, I was raised Catholic. I don't think I can be a Freemason. But anyway, if I'm like a little bit, like, I'm not in the worst mood or anything. I'm a little bummed out, obviously. I really wanted to go see him one more time. But if I come across a little bit, a little bit down, that's why. So, but hey, that's how life goes. It really sucks.
Okay.
But I'm not mentioning that to try and garner any sympathy or anything. If you have some sympathy, I'll of course take it. But it's just,
that's what we're talking about there, right there. If you have some sympathy, I'll of course take it. He's talking about donations right there. Okay. No. Let me make sure. Let me put the chat on the screen too. Let's go and do that here.
It's explanatory as to why I was running late this morning, and why, if I come across a little bit down during the day, that's why. But life will obviously go on. That said, let's move on to fun stuff, shall we? Feel free, of course, to super tips.
What I see is a gathering at a park.
Super tips on. It costs like an extra $10 or something if you really, really want to interrupt the show. I ask that people not interrupt the testimony, though, as long as that's. But
let's see this.
Can you imagine being at this thing for longer than 5 seconds?
Well, I don't know, Rekieta. You like to go to lingerie parties, so I mean, this just seems like a fun thing someone does. Yeah, I mean, okay, whatever.
I don't know if Kurt narrates any of this. Hold on, I'm losing faith.
So Kurt's just hanging out at the park. He filmed this for his channel. I mean, it's like content that's like pertains to his audience. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know. It doesn't relate to me, but I see the dude is just enjoying a time at a park. Okay, whatever. What's the haha? Like what happens? Is Kurt gonna be like applying lotion to his bum again?
Sad. In his cooking video, he said they didn't have a Mayday pole, but if they did, he would have grabbed one of those. He would have grabbed the.
There's one other bit here that I'm going to talk about. That is the hair follicle, and then we're done with this clip.
Legal commentary. I also live here in Austin, and I thought, to wrap up my little live stream I'm doing, just showing people around, maybe you could tell my people a little bit about the history of Eeyore's.
So he's going around and he's talking to people. Okay. Yeah, doing something social in his community. That's a good thing.
Birthday.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll click that link in a little bit.
See how convenient that is? We find the social media director to talk to social media.
How'd you figure that one out? Was it the ridiculously loud colors that say either "come look at me" or "stay away, I'm poisonous"? Oh.
Don't be bitter, Rekieta, because you don't have anyone in your life that's willing to do stuff like this.
Big Mama. That's funny. Big Mama says, pretty cool you can talk to a woman without getting her hooked on drugs first. Guilty as charged. Shit. I just got wrecked.
All right, let's find the part. I think it's coming up. The thing about the hair follicle. And this part is so, this tells you Rekieta's like thought process about his daughter testing positive for cocaine in the hair follicle test.
Right.
Oh, it used to be for profit. Brent McNamara says, do you think any of the kids at this event would test positive for cocaine if they took a hair follicle drug test? Statistically, 1 in 5 of them would, actually.
Just statistically, 1 in 5 of the kids at that park would test positive for cocaine.
That's a that's a global statistic on cocaine hair follicle examinations. 1 in 5 children across the entire world test positive for cocaine. It's why people don't put
Okay, stop right there. When I first heard this, I was like, what is Rekieta talking about? This is wild. What are we talking about here? This is insane. And I was like, okay, let me look into this. And it is true, sort of, that 1 in 5 children test positive for cocaine has been documented in a very specific study using hair follicle hair testing. But it's important to understand the context of the research and to not generalize its finding to all children. There's certain contexts, a certain there's environments that the children are in. It's not saying a blanketly 1 in 5 kids that, like, if you run across 5 kids, one of them is going to test positive for cocaine. What it's also saying, Rekieta, is that statistically 1 in 5 kids is exposed to cocaine, like your daughter. So what if your kids in your house was exposed to cocaine directly, which is how she tested positive for cocaine? It doesn't just magically happen. You have to ingest it. It's not like it's just on her hair. That's not what they're looking for. They're looking for the metabolite, okay? So they're looking for that. It's good. If it's in the hair, it means she had consumed it somehow. She had ingested it. Okay. All right. And here's the thing. This park scene that we're at here with Ricada, like, the context of this could be so wild, could still be very different to where, like, none of those kids could test positive for cocaine. Like, we're talking about a very general statement here that lacks the context that's important for it. And it really just sounds like a bunch of cope to excuse the fact that he exposed his daughter to cocaine. It's like, dude, you are a horrible father. You brought that hard drug into your home, and you're using it like wildly while your kids were in the home. What do you mean that things are going to be okay? Guys, let me I do not want to be pretending to be some moral F word here. If you want to do hard party drugs, do them away from your home. I would advise don't do them. But if that's what you want to do and you want to party, go out and have a party. There better not be any kids at that party. Better not be a Diddy party. Don't bring the party to your home. Okay? Because if you bring the party to your home and if you have kids at home, you are asking for trouble. Man, I cannot imagine that. Like, that is a line you don't cross, man. But see, some people value their kids, some people don't. Some people value drugs over their kids. And that's Ricada's situation here. That's the Ricada stuff. That's about it as far as what I have here about Ricada. Now, there is a cool clip I don't know, but cool clip. There's a clip here that Paranormal Drama gave me right here that has to do with Grace, has to do with Spicoli. We're going to go ahead and play that right now. He says, trigger warning. I don't really do content warnings, but all right, it's been done. Brace yourself. I don't know what's going to happen here. After this, we're going to get into this stuff here where you got two YouTubers or the beef has escalated to the point to where one got murdered. Okay? So anyway, let's go check this out. This is Grace Thorp related drama. This has to do with Spicoli, who used to be an orbiter. I don't know really if I think he's a character in the universe. Anyway, let's play it.
Ben found out and he got pissed. So now they both fucked her and they're both jealous.
Whoa, back. What?
I think John eventually fucked Grace. Ben found out and he got pissed. So now they both fucked her and they're both jealous of each other for fucking her. And that's
what? John? The brother? Wait. Is it a whole incest family? Shut up. How did Spicoli find this out?
what I really believe happened, and that's why they're mad at each other.
That's actually probably what happened. And now
okay, we're just speculating here. Okay.
He wants to fuck Grace, and he can't, so he's gonna kill himself.
Mm-hmm. And I want to fuck Maggie. I want to fuck Maggie.
Oh my!
Whoa. PDL, how old is Maggie right now? What is the age of Maggie? 15. 15. 15. Okay. Okay. All right. So what I just heard was Spicoli said that he wants to okay. I want to play it one more time just to make sure I heard what I heard.
What happened? And now Joey wants to fuck Grace, and he can't, so he's gonna kill himself.
Mm-hmm. And I want to fuck Maggie. I want to fuck Maggie.
Oh my god, dude! All right, clip that. Someone clip that. Someone clip that.
When she turns 18. When she turns.
Oh. All right, so Spicoli is a dirty scumbag, son of a bitch. Okay, and deserves well, you know, TOS on YouTube. You know, he deserves some. He deserves to be taken out back.
It's too late. It's too late. It's too late, bro. It's too late. It's too late, bro. It's too late. Pause. You can't come back from that, bro. You're done, dude.
Yeah, it is over. Spicoli, you are done, man.
I'm gonna fuck Maggie. Maggie, you're gonna fuck my big Jewish cock when you turn 18.
Oh my god. Goodbye to this channel. This channel's done. This channel's toast.
Dude, that is insane. I had this feeling that Spicoli was a dirty dude. And here we have it. Spicoli was someone that would be around Ben and Grace, even when things got really dirty, right? Even when the dirty laundry got real potent, right? Oh, Spicoli would still be around. I'm like, what kind of person would be around them? He must be into this. He must be wanting to get a taste. This guy is a piece of shit. All right. It gets worse. Oh man. All right. Well, 2 more likes and I could take a shot and help tolerate this. All right.
We're done for, but that was funny.
Maggie, if you're listening, We should make clips of this. I'm gonna fuck you when you turn 18. I'm gonna eat your dirt shoot out, and I'm gonna stick my tongue up your vajayjay till I
Dude,
hit.
they don't even stop him. They just let him go. Keep on hanging yourself with that rope there, Spicoli. Keep on hanging yourself.
Your G-spot. You flick it hard until you fucking squirt in my mouth. I want Maggie's vajayjay juice to squirt in my mouth, and I want to swallow her vajayjay juice, and then I want to stick my dick so far up her vajayjay that I hit her G-spot, and it comes out of her fucking dirt chute. And then
Dude, what the? Oh my! This is horrible. Jeremy's not much better. Dude, I think all these people are suspect. D-Dog is the host running this stream. Well, Dalmatian Dog, just let him continue going. I mean, come on. Oh, we got 12 likes. That's good. I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. I'll help with this. I'll take a bonus one if you guys want to help me a little bit. You throw a little money my way. I'll definitely take a bonus shot there. And yeah.
I want to fuck her. I want her to suck my dick so hard that she swallows it. And
well, this stream is not going to be ad friendly afterwards.
Like, I think that's only 14
when
years
she
old,
turns
right?
18. I said when she turns 18.
Okay, so when she's 18. Do you think that she might be listening right now? How do you think she would react to you saying that about her?
I hope she's listening. Maggie knows me. Maggie knows that.
How does Maggie know Spicoli? Wait a second, that is real, right? Because hasn't Spicoli had a conversation with the kids? You got it. You got an in-stream ad during this? Well, YouTube's taking that money. I ain't gonna see a dime of that. All right, here we go. Here, I'll take a shot here. Well, YouTube's run by an Indian dude, right? And this sort of family relations is actually pretty common in India, from what I understand. Or am I just bullshitting you?
Oh, really?
Anyway, guys, this is a shot for helping us deal with this. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. All right. Spicoli nearly met Maggie. Remember when Grace tried to, take Maggie to L.A.? Yeah. Oh, my God. All right, here we go.
Yeah, she knows me. I know Maggie. Yeah. Now, I haven't checked off to Maggie's picture yet because I don't check off to women under 18.
Oh, my God. This guy is fucking ruthless.
Maggie, when you turn 18, you've already got a pre-built lover. I'm going to take your virginity. Your father, Ben, has already given me permission. He told me that I can stick my...
What? Is that true? Ben. I believe that 100% without any sort of verification. Let me just say that right now. And PDL, I will take the mod status from you. No offense. Just let me know when you have another link. Same thing for Kid Crack, okay? Or the mod status only for links.
So far up your dirt chute.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and Ben told me he wanted me to tongue her vajayjay and her clit.
Oh my God, this guy does not give a fuck.
I want Maggie, since she's never been fucked before, she's a virgin. I want her to squirt vajayjay juice in my mouth when I hit her G-spot with my tongue. I want to taste her. What is vajayjay juice?
Oh my God, I can't compete with this. Hey.
I almost want to tap out. But we got to hear all this. We have to stare this. We have to stare this down. I don't know, man. This is getting too. This is too much. It was already too much from the beginning.
I can't compete with this. This is just too edgy for me.
It's vajayjay juice. Is that urine? What is vajayjay juice? Urine or vajayjay juice?
Well, I don't know, but Spicoli, you're talking about a 15-year-old minor right now, so
it's over.
I want
when she's 18. I said when she's 18, dude.
Yeah,
that was too late.
Dude,
that was too late.
You're talking about a chick that's not 18.
It doesn't even matter. None of this is good. None of this should be things you should be saying or even thinking.
And I want nothing to do
Here's
with this.
what I'm going to do. Let me finish before I leave. I'm going to take some, Maggie, if you're listening. Ben, if you're listening.
Spicoli, what the fuck is wrong?
Shut up, wait. I'm going to take whipped cream. I'm going to spray it all over her clit.
Maggie is not an adult, dude. You can't talk to her like she's an adult.
When she's 18, I'm going to spray whipped cream in her dirt shoot, in her vajayjay.
You're a fucking pedophile.
I want to lick.
Spicoli, we need to.
Spicoli, you're a pedophile, man. Kick this guy.
I want to lick.
Dalmatian, kick him, dude. What the fuck?
I want to lick.
Please, does Dalmatian kick him now?
I want to lick whipped cream out of Maggie's dirt shoot.
Oh my God.
When she turns 18. When she turns 18.
Okay, so Dalmatian did something. He changed the layout, but he hasn't kicked him yet.
And I'm going to fuck her in the ass. All right, thanks, guys. See you later.
Great. Thanks, Spicoli. Thanks. Do you think...
Oh my God. What is Grace says what? She doesn't take much offense, especially to Spicoli. He was just trying to be edgy. Grace doesn't take offense because Grace wants to make Maggie a victim like her. Okay? Grace wants Maggie to be a victim like how she was. Okay. Is there more?
This is
disgusting.
Do you think this is like an ominous message? Is this ominous to you? If you choose violence tonight,
okay. Well, we're shifting gears to the LA riot stuff happening. Okay. Wow. Is it response? Is it clipped? The rest is commentary. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if her response is clipped here. The quotes are from the Discord. Okay. Oh man. Wow, that is more disturbing than the freaking double murder over the YouTube drama. Right? Like two dumb idiots get involved in YouTube beef, and then one guy, you know what? I don't want to call a FinnyDaLegend an idiot there. I'll take it back. That was a bad choice there. Because, look, man, YouTubers do this thing. They get into beefs. They get into beefs all the time. Right? That happens. You get into beefs with other YouTubers. It's kind of expected. The idiot here would be this dude named Sin City Manny, who decided to just completely crash out over this beef and shoot him down. Shoot him and I believe his wife down in the street in Vegas. Now, from what I read, the Sin City Manny guy had already turned himself in. He turned himself in. But this escalation, it's quite wild, man. Let's see how this began.
Let's get this clear though, y'all, because we all laugh and joke. This is a PR moment. We all laugh and joke, but mental illness is real, and we can clearly see this guy is mentally ill. So one thing about it, that's why I want to put it on y'all too. If he give us another strike and I got 3, y'all know that channel mean everything to him. He don't got no outside friends, nothing. I don't think I could do it in my heart. And I'm saying this on
he's telling his people, telling his guys, whatever, in Discord or whatever, maybe his audience, whatever, not to flag down the other dude's channel anymore because he already has enough. Okay, he's trying to call off that third strike, that third and final strike. All right,
why, so he can hear it too. Shout out LDT, but I don't think I can take his channel from him, man, because I think he's so close to going in the closet, man, and he's so close, man.
Fuck that. You know what the first thing I asked you, did you give him a strike? Fuck that. You swing at me, we swinging back twice. Boot him to the motherfucking moon.
Oh, so let me tell you this.
So and it sounds like his people there want to just go ahead and do that third strike. They want to take it all the way. All right? And this is the dude that shot him down. Shot him and his wife down.
The fuck? Jerome, I'm out here searching for my baby. The fuck?
To me, it looks like the guy watched too many Fast and the Furious. I don't know what's going on here. Is he trying to pretend to be a gangbanger? Like what is going on here?
I went through every fucking casino there is. I heard there's one of my biggest fans here in fucking town. I was dying to see him. I'm fucking dying to see him. What are we doing? Fuel bar tonight? Is that what we're doing? I'll fucking be there. I'll fucking be there. You better fucking believe it. You come to my city and think I'm not gonna show up? You fucking think I'm not gonna show up? I should have been the first one to be told. Right? Somebody should have sent me my invite. Mr. Marquez. That's right. We outside. We're doing fuel bar tonight? I'm fucking there, homie. What's this?
And think about this. So he's going to look for him. He's trying to look for this guy because he knows he's in this neighborhood. He's in this area, right? And he wants to throw his life away. Like, we're willing to do prison time just over some YouTube bullshit.
The fuel bar without the fuel. We're doing the fuel bar tonight. Fucking go. Or wherever you go, I will be there. Oh man, come on. I have to say hi to my biggest fan.
You know what's interesting to this? In comparison to the beef I'm used to, like in the sector with Ethan Ralph and all of them, all those guys, a lot of the guys there, I'm talking about Ralph specifically, will say things what they'll blatantly do, like I wish you die and stuff like that. They'll say some very heinous things. This guy is just saying, I want to be there. I want to see you, I'm going to meet you. It's like very ominous. It is like a bit disturbing.
The
implication is there. Oh, now he's going furry. He's a dog. Okay. Anything else?
You know? I heard that shit. I jumped out of my fucking bed. It came out here so fucking fast.
Now, he bought all these rings. I don't know if he know this, or I don't know if he knew this, but if he, like, all those rings he bought, he could have cut like a really good deal. I used to sell those rings. I used to have a sponsor on my other channel, the ring stuff. I used to sell that stuff. Yeah, I hope he got a 20% discount using a React and Chill, using that promo code.
Very disappointed right now. All this long stream, and I didn't see my biggest fan. Teardrop. Just know instigators get
I'm also getting kind of gay vibes from this guy. A little bit.
this shit too.
It's like too much, man. Okay. All right, so that's the dude who gunned him down. Now the video, this next video. For YouTube purposes, I'll take it off the screen. I'll just narrate what happens. You've probably seen it. I'll put the link in the chat there, okay? So you can see it yourself. All right. So the Finny guy is there. His wife is there. I'm assuming his wife. And you hear the gun cocking. And Manny's there, and he's going to shoot him. Yep. And there you have it. He killed the dude. He shot and killed the wife too. And over what? Over his channel getting flagged down. Okay? Over his channel getting flagged down. Just start a new channel. Or appeal it. What are you doing? Like why what who that is insane behavior right there. That is some crazy ghetto-minded bullshit. Man, is that wild. And now I'm kind of curious what this Sin City guy's channel even looks like. Like who is this guy? You know? If I go to his channel, in fact, I'm trying to look for his channel right now. Oh, where is his channel? That's his channel? No. These guys are like so obscure to me. It's like I'm entering a whole other world of like YouTube. Like this, like pretentious gangbanger bullshit, dude. Weird stuff, man. I'm looking for his channel. I don't really see it. I see a bunch of people talking about it. Yeah, see, PDL, that's right. Para would have demanded him just to show his penis. That's right. And a real man would have just shown his penis, not shot him down in the freaking street, dude. Over fucking YouTube. It's not that serious. It's not that important here. There's another video we have on it. We could check on that for more context there. This guy right here. This won't take long. This guy explains it. Let's start right here. It's got Drippy Sloppy is the channel name.
YouTubers has turned deadly. I have a few videos and timeline of events leading up to this, but I just want to give you some neat context. A YouTuber and his partner were killed Sunday when another man believed to be a fellow YouTuber opened fire near the Bellagio fountains in Las Vegas. The shooting happened at 10:40 p.m. Pacific time on Sunday when a local YouTuber known as FinnyDaLegend was live streaming his walk along the Las Vegas Strip, accompanied by a woman believed to be his partner. While streaming at the Bellagio fountains, another man, believed to be fellow YouTuber Sin City MannyWise, also known as Sin City Family, walked past them in the background, not appearing to notice.
Sin City Family is his name. Oh, maybe his channel goes by that. Well, if I could spell it. No, man, I have the family.
Them. Seconds later, the man reappeared in the camera's view while being confronted by the woman. He then pulled out a pistol and began firing at someone off screen in Finny's direction. At least 7 gunshots were heard as people ran for cover. The woman grabbed the camera and appeared to fall to the ground while the final shots were fired. The live stream was turned off by the police officer a few minutes later. Said the shooting is believed to be an isolated incident, noting that the suspect and the victim were engaged in some type of conflict involving social media. The exact circumstances of that dispute were not immediately clear. So Sin City MannyWise is the YouTuber that was the shooter. FinnyDaLegend was the victim. Now I checked both of their channels and it looks like FinnyDaLegend was just a general vlogger. He did unboxing videos and whatnot. And Sin City MannyWise did a lot of Vegas content like hotel reviews and whatnot, which made me think, like, what could this beef have possibly been over? Feather pillows versus foam pillows? I mean, what the fuck? How did it get this serious? But
okay, wait, yeah. We got the channel right here. So the dude's in Vegas. He does Vegas videos. Okay, let's click on one of these videos. Let's see what's the content that is so good it's worth shooting a brother over. This is it? This can't be it. This only has 369 subscribers. This is not the channel. There's no way. Sin City Family 2. I mean, this is the guy. 369 subscribers. He's not even monetized. And these are like short little clips. No. There's more to this. There must be another channel. I'm looking at the wrong one here. But I mean, this channel references the dude he shot. Okay, watch this. What am I watching? What is this? What is this stuff? What the hell, man? No. I don't, dude, that doesn't make any sense to me. Y'all see this crap? Has copyrighted music, these weird like puppet things. What is this crap? Man, I don't know.
To show you a video
That's too much
of
for
the
me.
victim, Finny the
I
Legend,
need to be like on mushrooms for that shit.
mocking MannyWise in the middle of this beef.
Yeah, 369 subscribers, not like members or anything like that.
And in a roundabout way, he eerily predicted these turn of events.
Let's get this clear though, y'all, because we all laugh and joke. This is a PR. This is a PR moment. We all laugh and joke, but mental illness is real, and we can clearly see this guy is mentally ill. So one thing
Okay,
about
NDL, yeah, NDR, yeah. The channel I looked at might have been like a backup for some crap or whatever. They terminated the channel. Okay,
that's why I want to put it on y'all too. If he give us another strike and I got 3, y'all know that channel mean everything to him. He don't got no outside friends, nothing. I don't think I could do it in my heart. And I'm saying this on live so he can hear it too. Shout out LDT.
See, Finny was even trying to be nice about it. It's like, hey, I know we did a lot of damage. We flagged you, whatever. Hey, let's be nice.
But I don't think I can take his channel from you, man, because I think he's so close to going in the closet, man. And he's so close, man.
Fuck that. You know what the first thing I asked you, did you give him a strike? Fuck that, nigga. You swing.
I mean, he was almost right. Little did he know that it would be him and his wife taken out. That's eerie, man. That's why you gotta
That is a bit eerie.
Careful, guys. You really don't know who you're fucking with, and you don't know what they got going on in their life. Also, apparently, he made a 5-hour live stream mocking the guy, the shooter, and his wife.
Like who?
Oh, that's the shooter? What? He's an insane clown posse guy? Is that what he is?
Is the house looking like that?
Look at that.
Like what about leaving the house like that makes you like feel like that's tight? Like when he left,
dude, what's up with that face
put that
paint?
makeup on as a guy, and then he put the hat on with the fake cholo outfit. Like what about that? Like what do you think he said? Like do you think he was like, man, I look hard tonight? Like
I bet he did. He put all that paint on. I bet he thinks he looks very hard. I think he looks tough, dude. People are like gonna give him respect. ICP, yeah. Dude. Oh, see, he messed up. He should have been wearing the paint when he did this. Okay.
what is his goal? I don't get it. What's his goal? Does he want to look like a clown? Does he want to look like a cholo? What's his
It's a cholo clown, dude.
goal? He's a
look at
all I know today. All I know is that hold on.
Cholo clown. All right. Man, dude, this is crazy. So he lives in Vegas. So Hormaxer might know this guy. A juggalo? Yeah. A juggalo. That's the term. Yeah. That's a term I've not heard in a long time. A juggalo. A juggalo cholo. Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, shit. All I know is that
Jesus, can you learn how to fucking talk, Marble Mouth?
his goal is to be zesty as hell, fool.
Okay. I don't know. I don't wish I had my Zoom in game like Donuts. Donuts be zooming all in on shit. Because look at how her back going. Is that Machete's woman? Like,
oh, going after his woman now. All right, is that what pissed him off?
Whooping the shit out of Machete.
Is that Machete's woman right there?
Yeah, it is.
That's her. Okay. Like, you know when Martin said that Nasatol? That is the definition of Nasatol.
So what I'm seeing here, this dude is he's just riffing on him. Right? He's just making fun of him. Which is what people do on the internet. You know? We all make fun of each other. You know? Come on, man.
Right there, like when it sinks in, like look at how when you get to the ass, it curves inward. Like the ass is supposed to curve outward.
Well, I would see what you're saying if it wasn't for the other commenter's little square right there.
Curve. She got an in booty. We got
Oh,
a front
that's
booty and
worse.
She got an end booty. That's an end booty.
That's the opposite of a booty, dude. It's like sucked in. Oh man, women with those frames. That's unfortunate. Hopefully your rack is great. But yeah, that's unfortunate. Sorry.
I mean, she does have a long back, but I can only fucking imagine what caused this beef and made it get so personal. Now there's a video of this guy, MannyWise, the guy who was getting mocked, the eventual shooter, driving around Vegas during the day searching for this guy.
Yeah, we saw this. We saw this already. We could skip this. It's kind of long. A lot of dead air.
Tonight, I'm fucking there, homie.
Fucking there, homie. Even sounds the part. Can he sound more beanerish? Come on, man. What is this?
Fuel bar without the fuel.
And then it culminated.
Like, it looks cholo, sounds cholo. Man, all right, man. I'm convinced.
Into this guy, MannyWise, finding the other guy, FinnyDaLegend, while he was live streaming in front of the Bellagio fountains, killing him and his
Okay, I think he's going to play the clip. Is he playing the clip? No.
girl,
I know he played it
shooting
in the
them
beginning
both
of it.
dead. I gave you a little bit of a clip of it off the top. You could find it easily. It's everywhere. But I mean, this guy obviously the guy Finny was correct about this other guy suffering from mental illness. But
For sure. Dude, all you have to do is take a look at this clown photo. Mental illness right there. There you have it. Now, a long time ago, back in the day, we had insane asylums, a place to put individuals like this. Now, they're everywhere. That shooting happened on the live stream? Yes, it did. It did, Gia. It did. So before we move on to our, the Thorps, anyone have any thoughts about this? I'm looking stinky today? Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you. I try my best to look stinky. I haven't showered in a week, actually. I didn't even put on deodorant. I don't know if you know this or not, but BO? Nah, man, it's not body odor. That's just your natural smells, your natural pheromones, man. You think back in the day, we were wearing deodorant? No, man. It was all sweat. It was all musk. It was all natural. That's what get the ladies turned on, dude. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Yeah? Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Quite a big escalation there, right? It seems really, really dumb just to throw everything away over this. But now he's going to be in prison because he blatantly did it. Unless they just say, oh, this is your first time? You're free to go. But I think he would like it in prison. This is the sort of guy that loves it in prison. He's going to be around his homies, man. He's going to be around other cholos like him. And he gets to get what he really likes. A lot of man-on-man gay butt sex. Because there's one thing I noticed about this dude, and I could spot it. He is gay. And you know, this is the sort of dude to be so insecure about that. I could say, anyone could say, dude, you're gay. And he'll be so offended by that. Because, you know, he's tripped up by his own insecurities. That's how you know someone's deep in the closet. When they can't even take a gay joke. They can't even joke about it. They can't be going, oh, I'm like 4 beers gay or whatever. No. This guy, you say something like that, he'll be like, he'll just bring out his gun and shoot you. It's like, okay, dude. So you are gay. Because now you're going to prison. Where you're going to be sucking dudes off. You're going to be bent over. Oh, man. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, why is this guy on the screen? Oh, this is Andrew England. I don't know much about this guy other than he's like some sort of very far right neo, that sort of guy there. I just thought this was funny because this guy's supposed to be some sort of like far right extremist dude. But look at this picture. Look at this guy. Look around him. You see what's behind him? This guy, the guy who runs the Daily Stormer, a extreme far right extremist, as extreme as you're going to get. And what is he? He's a lolly lover. He loves like lolicon bullshit shit. Okay? What the hell? He doesn't have like one doll, two dolls. No, he's surrounded by these dolls. Okay? That's why I had that on the screen. I just thought that was funny. Anyway. All right. So Thorps. Let's do the Thorps. All right. Where do we want to go here? Now, their latest stream is a panel. They also had some sort of they were watching the whatever podcast sort of breakdown. But we can get into that a little bit here. Let's do that.
Content. Mm-hmm. We've been sort of I would say.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna 1.25 the speed here. Now I feel like we're going back to what we're I guess used to doing on this channel.
Slowly transitioning into moving in this direction, but we did a little bit of Ruby stuff. We did a little bit of Kick Adam stuff. We did a little bit of Ice Poseidon stuff.
Okay, so we're still moving into the new direction.
Yeah, happy that the Lord kind of seems to say to us, like, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this all at once.
Okay.
Having some back problems today.
Oh, wait. Do you want the ibuprofen?
And guys, how are you guys liking the new Thorp direction? I got to tell you something. What we're getting is a lot of them sitting around and just watching stuff, which is not the great. It is not the greatest. It really isn't.
Yeah.
There you go.
I want them back on the road, man.
Middle back. Which
I want them having different adventures and doing things.
Just when you stand up and sit down, it's brutal.
Or adjust in a certain way.
The new direction is 2023. Yeah.
Live.
Have we done this before?
Hold on a second. Here we go. So, I was thinking, it depends on what you want to do, but I was thinking maybe we could start with just some easy stuff. We could watch some Timothy Gordon content because
there have been a few themes I want to try to coalesce them. One is obviously the religious theme. Sunday is perfect for that. Intellectual stuff, but also getting into these spheres to be a voice that's a little bit different than the other voices there, because
so that's the plan. They want to react to this content again so they could try to become a voice into these spheres. Gotcha. You like the arrest streams? I know. Those are some of the greatest.
I think the problem on the internet is one of the problems on the internet intellectually is that you just get positions that, like, they'll sit there and talk all day from the same talking points. There needs to be something added to the mix.
Yeah.
To break the, because then people just say, like, what is the point of having conversations? There's no movement here.
Yeah, everybody's in their factory.
So, that's right. So Ben is going to enter those spheres and be the one who moves the conversations. All right, this is what we need.
Yeah. But I think you can add something to the mix and also get people who are maybe a little bit more able to move, either because they're idiots and then they're like, you can argue them to a place that's absurd, like I've done with Andrew Wilson a bunch of times.
Mm.
Or that they're genuinely sort of open, which would be much better. You can have like an interesting conversation and maybe add something new.
No, I wonder how long they're going to stay with this until they feel it gets burnt out. Because they're going to continue this, but I don't think it's going to go the way they think it is. Right? I don't think Andrew Wilson's going to give them much attention like he did before.
New.
Mm.
You could do that.
Yeah. Or you'll just expose
Much better
them.
to test your ideas out, though, against people who disagree with you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes, I did watch that very explicit reveal from Spicoli. It was absolutely disgusting. It was vile. I don't really intend to listen to that again. Has everyone listened to that?
Yeah. So what are we doing?
So I was thinking we've been watching some. Maybe we could introduce the audience to Tim Gordon, Stephanie Gordon, these rad trad Catholic YouTubers. Just one
Andrew
of these...
Wilson, we know. Most of our folks know.
Yeah.
Rachel Wilson, but they're Orthodox, so it's a little bit less. It's a little bit more difficult to have a conversation because there are two conversations there, in a sense.
Yeah, or we could watch that. Actually, this might be more interesting. The feminist girl who responded to Andrew Wilson.
The feminist girl. Okay. All right. Ben is going to be watching a feminist. Okay, this should be great.
I think. See, this is one of these videos. Actually, I would like to see you react to it because I watched a bit of it. That's just a spot. I watched a bit of this video and I found it very confusing because I could see both Andrew Wilson and her.
All right, we're at 16 likes. Or 4 away from 20. That's 4 away from another shot.
Her points.
Mm-hmm.
And it just to me seemed like the garbage of like social commentary and like I don't know how you're supposed to differentiate between these two or pick sides. It just seems like everybody has some good points.
Yeah, I would say, okay. So let's see if we can do this because I haven't seen it yet, but you're just kind of saying this seems like one of these Palestinian, Israeli, like you're just not going to, there's no way to navigate, there's no way to reach a common ground where one gives way to the other or a third way emerges.
Well,
they're just locked in.
Yeah, they're kind of locked in. I mean, the feminist is less locked in, I think, than Andrew is.
Yeah.
But it's not like the Israel-Palestine thing in the sense that like you can see who's in the right and who's in the wrong there. Although,
well, for a lot of people you can't. But anyways.
Yeah, but to me this is.
What has Ben navigated that conversation with anyone on a panel? That would be kind of interesting.
It's just a fog,
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it's two totally different perspectives. So this is Cataclysm, who is a commentary YouTuber who posted a video called Andrew Wilson Responded to Me. Mm-hmm. She previously, a couple days ago, posted a video called I Greatly Dislike This Man about Andrew Wilson, and he watched that video on his stream and responded to it, and then she posted this video showing him responding to her video on stream and her response to it. So it's a response.
Wow, it's a response to a response. Okay, wow.
To a response.
Yeah.
What's up, Z-Star? What's up, Tiger King? All right, let's get into it.
And you don't know much about this Cataclysm, where she's coming from. But
No, but she's a liberal, for sure.
They originally clashed.
That's a really good guess, Manu.
No, I think she just made this video. I greatly dislike this man.
Okay.
She refuses
Why watch when you can make your own?
to go on the whatever podcast. They've actually offered to have her on
with
him, and they said they'd pay for her expenses and everything, and she said no because they're misogynistic or whatever.
It's a setup, in her opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And not take it too seriously, but also kind of take the piss out
Right. But what is everyone just burping into their microphones now?
of him because I feel like he needs that a little bit.
Yeah, I know a little bit. Oh, you take the piss out of all the jewelry in your face. Do you think that she has a ring in her face for each abortion she's had?
Okay, that's. All right, that was funny. That was funny. A ring in her face for each abortion she's had. Okay. I mean, yes, I do think that. And if she says otherwise, I'm just going to assume she's lying.
Hi guys, I'm gonna skip the intro because like I don't.
So,
think
how many
anybody cares. You guys
abortions
just
would
wanna
that
see
be?
Andrew Wilson react to me, right? So we'll try and get straight into it. But some of you may be a little lost if you don't know who Andrew Wilson is. Andrew Wilson is a member of the Whatever podcast. He is very good friends with Brian Atlas, the host/moderator.
The volume is so low. It's kind of like on their end. I could crank it up to max, but it's not. They're good. Yeah, they try to sell themselves as intellectuals, but really they're just degenerate imbeciles. Yeah, that's what's happening here.
Of the Whatever podcast. Now, the Whatever podcast self-identifies as a dating podcast, but this has kind of been proven many, many times. It is not a dating podcast. I mean, they ask the girls to rate themselves. They berate the girls when they give an answer they deem to be too high. They demand women to be submissive. It is a very clearly misogynistic podcast, which they will argue they are not
podcast. Oh, what I'm getting from this chick doesn't like that show because it doesn't appeal for her. It doesn't appeal to her. She's not the demographic. Okay, the Whatever podcast. I don't watch that. It comes in my feed and stuff. I think I watched I watched a couple clips. I fell for it too. The clickbait ones. It's kind of fun at first, but then it all becomes kind of like the same sort of thing. And it's like, okay, do you guys watch it? Do you guys watch that thing? You've seen it before, right? I never thought it was like misogynistic. It just is like, they just bring a lot of women there, usually thoughts, a lot of OnlyFans girls. Okay. And they just kind of going around making fun of them, kind of, sort of, and they kind of make fun of themselves. Well, they don't realize that they are. That they reveal how bad they are. As far as the dating aspect, I don't even know how the Whatever podcast is supposed to help anyone learn how to date at all. In fact, if anything, it might boost your confidence and realize, wait a second, these trashy thoughts are just trashy thoughts, and they're disgusting. It actually might make you really find those ladies, those OnlyFans hoes, to be disgusting. It may be. Hey, how's it going, Mackenzie? You don't know the Thorp cycle by now. I mean, yeah, they come home, they talk to new people and get inspired. Hopefully, they'll talk to some new people. It's 100% misogynistic. Well, I suppose. I mean, well, let's hear it out. I don't really watch it much. I just watch clips, and then I get bored of it.
Misogynistic, they will argue they do not hate women, but I mean, I would go on later in this video to prove many reasons why I believe they do hate women, or if not hate women, openly, they are internalizing a lot.
I know one thing: they seem to hate hoes, which is kind of interesting. They seem to hate hoes, but they invite a lot of hoes onto the show because the hoes brings them the views. But they hate the hoes, so they treat them a certain way, and the hoes know they're going to be treated a certain way, so they come back again to be treated in that sort of way. But yet, the host, especially Andrew Wilson, acts like he's better, and he's will morally attack all those ladies, whatever, for the various things that they do and stuff. But it's like, if you have a problem, why are you even talking to him in the first place? What are you really doing? What are you really resolving or solving? You're not doing that at all. It's really just it's just really mining content. That's what it is for them. Because sex sells, yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. To bring those ladies in there, because honestly, why did I ever click on the Whatever podcast? Because of the thumbnails, okay, and because when you look at it, you're like, oh, it's a big panel with all these chicks with cleavage out. Okay, what's going on? What are they talking about? And then going around talking about body count. I'm like, okay, well, I kind of expected that, and all right, I'm not really too worried about that. Don't really care. Where are you guys gonna find your virgins? Are you guys gonna be hanging out outside by a high school or something? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, they're not even like so. Like, I don't know. Like, it just seems like it doesn't really do what it tries to say it's doing, and really, what it does better is showing that these OnlyFans chicks are disgusting hoes. So wait, maybe it is misogynistic then. I could see how this show could appeal to, like, I'm gonna use the word incel, okay? At one point in time, I was an incel, okay? All right. I could see that. More like they hate the low IQ bottom feeding hoes that embarrass themselves. Well, yeah. I could see that too.
A lot of hate towards women, because there's no way after you finish today's video you can't look at these people and think that they like women in any way, shape or form, unless they abide to their every rules.
Can I make a point
quite
there?
truthfully, I really did put on...
Misogyny means hatred of women.
Yes, Ben, we know.
Hatred of women, but like I think it could be just dislike of women.
Mm.
And what I find
the great insight of Ben Thorp. Up until now, I had no idea that misogyny meant a hatred of women. Thank God Ben Thorp is here to clear the air. He's the philosopher that we need. Oh, they can't even get women to get on to go on there anymore. Well, yeah. When you burn through them all. When you have the reputation of just burning through all of them, and you're not gonna get many guests.
I find interesting is if you say like, well, I think it's an
who's the
okay
nose ring
position.
chick? I don't know, man. They said her name before. I think it was like Kryptonite or something like that. I don't know.
Like I think intellectually, it's okay to say, I dislike women. Do you know what I mean?
Wait, are you saying if you say that, or are you saying
I
my
would
wife's
just say,
okay.
Just say it. I don't like women. I think there's something wrong with them.
Mhm.
Like I don't have so much a problem with someone who just openly says that. I don't think you're going to get many people on your side,
Mhm.
but I believe that someone like Aristotle had this idea that, and this is like just bad biology, but like the idea was that like a fully formed human being has a penis, and
Wait, a fully formed human being? You mean a fully formed dude, right? By the way, shout out to everybody in the chat, at least that's participating. Hurricane Pyro, Manu, McKenzie, NDL, Steven, Thurman, and thank y'all so much for participating and hanging out. We still have a little while to go. I started early so we can continue on going. Have plenty of time because I figured the Thorp segment would take the most, as it's the huge chunk of what we do here.
less formed human being has this wound between their legs
Mhm.
that causes this bleeding.
Oh, we're at 20 likes.
Once a month, and they're sort of like unformed. The Nation of Islam, I think it is, has also a similar theory about race, that like something about like people going in, like the person who created it, the person who created human beings put them in an oven,
I've heard of this, yeah.
and they're supposed to get nice and brown, like nice golden brown to brown is like that's done. But that's
The person that put human beings in an oven, was that Hitler? Is that what we're talking about? Wait, what? I'm sorry. All right. That was bad. Okay. The chick with the nose rings, would you or would you not? If I wasn't married, I would take a shot. I definitely would. You know what, too? I would be all about everything she's about. Play my cards right. Because I'm not a misogynist over here. Oh, I love women. A little too much. That's my problem.
Like the devil kind of opened
There we go.
the oven before much cooking had occurred and encouraged some of the folks in there who weren't quite formed to jump out and be his followers.
Right.
So that when the fully cooked people came out and were peaceful, that these other people kind of like drove them crazy. Right. So and you could see how that theory could work.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with that theory if you just openly espouse it, because I would say, well, okay, like there's no evidence of any of that stuff being true. But I mean, why not just say it if you just hate lighter skinned people?
Sure.
Or whatever hate. I mean, you just,
So the problem with this is that now Ben is on this other topic, and they just started this, and I feel like he's like already kind of derailing. It's like, I understand. I have a tendency to go on tangents too. I can relate to that, but you got to learn to hone it in, you know. So let's stay on point.
see them as inferior, and you have a theory about it. Another theory is that, like, you know, they're summer people, sun people, and then winter people.
I've actually never heard of that.
So the people around the equator,
cataclysm,
get sun,
cataclysm, right there,
and like they're happier.
Dude, it's spelled like an X-Men name. Yeah, cataclysm. Does she have an OnlyFans? I'm gonna look for myself.
Because they're more chill, and winter people are like, you know, they don't get enough sun. They're angry. They're cold. They're bitter. They sit there and they're, you know what I mean?
It's kind of true.
I don't really think that's true. No.
I mean but I mean, like, equator people are generally more chill, I would say. No.
What?
I mean, okay, fine. So I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, never mind. The point was not whether it's true or not. The point is, if you have a theory that a certain
I don't know what that.
And now they derailed on this. Grace said her thing, and Ben disagrees, and it just derailed. It's like, what? Okay.
Theory would be is that if, I mean, the Roman Empire originated in Italy. It's a very fairly warm climate.
That's true.
So
yeah, they were
I
crazy.
mean, the Babylonian Empire was in the Middle East. I don't understand. Like, I think that works because, like, more recently, but also Scandinavian people have been very chill for a long time. So
yeah, that is true.
They were like anti-imperial, so it doesn't really work that way. And there are a lot of wars in Africa.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're not empire wars. So yeah, you could say there's a more simplicity.
Okay, man. What? Now we're talking about like tribal wars in Africa. Okay. All right.
As you get towards the equator, because life is easier.
Yeah.
And there's more complexity as you move away from the equator because
it's about
you
the
gotta make it
equator.
through the
That's right.
winters. And that makes the wars more crazy. But yeah,
Okay.
so I don't know if you want.
But what does this have to do with the whatever podcast being misogynistic? I feel like we have gone way so far, and we just started.
Like, yeah, you can get into these theories. I think if you just espouse a theory.
Now we're getting okay.
Like, I just would just say.
Wait, hang on. War Chief hosted with 121 viewers. Let's go! Welcome, War
Hey.
Chief Clan.
Thank you, War Chief.
Man, War Chief 121 viewers. Wait, what? On Kick? Is that good? I got 21 viewers on YouTube. No bots.
The Chieftains have arrived. Are those real viewers? We'll wait to see.
Were they
what I'm
rated?
saying is I don't think it's. If you had to choose between two things to say, like, I don't like women because women are inferior. I'd say I respect someone like that.
Okay, what do you feel about that, Mackenzie? Women are inferior. Do you agree with that? That's Ben's words, not mine. I might say a remark like that when I have to open a jar for my wife. But when I say it, I have a shit-eating grin. I'm messing around. Because I tell you one thing I couldn't do is childbirth, dude. I don't understand how we survived as a species. with that.
That more than someone who
That's not what he's saying?
says they don't
Okay.
see women as inferior, but just kind of it's like oozing through everything they say.
Yeah.
Like Schopenhauer, who was a good philosopher and funny guy, German, of course, cranky. He really did say, like, openly that he thought women were just like children and stupid, and he was like the original red pillar. I think he was wrong about that. I mean, although he's right about certain things, but I mean, I think he had an exaggerated view that is misogynistic. But I mean, I also think that I appreciate women who say, like, I think women are superior to men. Okay, because like, okay,
look at that.
Say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Would you say that?
And some women do have that look or that view that women are superior to men. It's like, well, like, in what areas are we talking about here? Okay. It's not like an all for all here. Okay. There's some things women do better. There's some things men do better.
That's like intellectual honesty.
So her claim is that the Whatever podcast is a
And of course, that's based on averages, you know?
vehicle for misogyny, lashing out at women, which claims to be a show about dating or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's just straightforwardly true.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay.
Although it has some elements where they will be open to debating someone like her, and I think she should take them up on that.
I agree.
I think just kind of going like, it's not, you know, whatever, but it's actually kind of feminine to say I don't debate. So I mean,
Right.
here you go.
She says that a lot in this video. I do
So-
not debate.
But someone like me could go on that show. So I'd be curious if she was to talk with me, and I was to say, like, I agree with you, but I'm a man and I can debate and I can defeat Andrew Wilson. Would you endorse me? Not debating on your behalf, but like, I think he's too much of a pussy to talk to me. So if you said, like, I talked to Ben,
I just have to say, the man of the wayward hose will be the feminist champion. I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
Thorp, I don't agree. Like, we're probably not that similar, but like, go debate a man. I mean, I would say that would make a certain amount of sense. That would be consistent.
Yeah, as her champion in her
Because I think
stead,
she would
whatever.
recognize I take a more moderate position than he does.
Yeah.
And that I'm not really, I don't know if she would feel like I'm
That's right,
misogynistic.
Mr.
I
Stinky
think she would
Brew.
say, no, he has.
Yeah, that's right. So this is a rebuilding period. They have to regain the funds, find new connections. You know, in order to burn bridges, you have to first have bridges. So, yeah, you got to rebuild. All right, here we go.
The complementarianism thing is much stronger.
Yeah, I would think so.
But
she
I'm a
is
champion
pretty
of the feminine.
But
so is she. I mean, obviously, like,
Grace is right there. She is pretty. I mean, the girl on the screen does have a pretty face, for sure. Guys, I mean, ladies, I mean, do y'all want to? All right, just get out of the system. How would you rate her 1 out of 10? Okay, just 1 out of 10. 10 being like the best, 1 being the worst.
her setup in the background there is not trying to be a dude.
No,
You know, it's a little bit juvenile, I would say, but it's feminine.
Yeah. Well, you can listen to her points. Actually, see if you agree. I don't know if you will or not. I don't even know if you'd want to debate in her stead. What's up, Legend Lurker?
I definitely want to go into whatever podcast.
Oh, I know you do. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where I think you could come in and make that happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
I don't think Andrew would ever in a million years put himself in that position again, because he gets wrecked every time he does. And now he's been somewhat successful. But I do think pressure could be put on him.
Social
That,
pressure.
dude,
Social pressure.
you're
like
going to
work.
have to show up.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand his perspective. I have a lot to lose.
See, the problem is, if you were to even do anything like that, they're going to bring up the family. They're going to bring up the father-daughter stuff. They're going to bring that up. And that's a huge problem for them. It's a huge issue. They cannot escape that. They try and they try and they try. It's just y'all lean into it so much, and I guess you could say it's all just a joke. All righty.
Who's here and not that much to gain.
So we got a 6.
Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Okay.
Because you're
so from
smaller.
a kind of pragmatic grift
Hey, what's up, CE? How's
analysis,
it going?
But at a certain point, pressure could be put on him.
It's an RPG. You need to go back to lower levels and farm.
Get in the ring, boy.
Off making this video. I have done many, many times purely because of the audience that this man harbors. Now, a lot of people, if I've got any fans of him watching right now, are probably going to comment calling me a pussy and a little bit. That's fine. I'll let you get it all out. But I mean, realistically, as a YouTuber, not a debater, I'm very cautious of, you know, getting involved with a very red-pilled side of the internet because I know from experience how horrible they can truly be. But then I thought, you know what? These people benefit all the time from talking about women, getting women on, humiliating women, berating women. So why not make a bag while also responding, you know? I mean, some of the comments I've already got after Andrew watched my video about him have ranged from telling me that I shouldn't have the right to vote, as well as assuming that I've had many abortions. So it's a really safe place on the internet. It's a really safe place to be.
It started off with that wild remark, which, like it was so wild.
Talking of safe places on the internet, before we get started, I would like to
Can I
just
make a
dive...
point there?
Yeah.
Give me a break, bitch. Like, that's light fare.
It is. It is. I agree. That's
Give me a break. Don't be on
light
the internet.
trolling.
I mean, if you're saying like to be a woman, I need this kind of safety, then you're in the wrong place.
But Ben, what she said was get it out of your system. I mean, she said just get it out, get it out. She even opened up her her little show here with that joke about where all the facial piercings are marking for or how many abortions she had. I forgot how Andrew Wilson said it, but it was like the absurdity of it was what's funny to me. I was like, wow, okay, well, that's wild.
Place.
Also, yeah, Andrew Wilson's fans are stupid. They're not very cutting or
I mean, they just
clever.
repeat which obviously is a joke. He's not claiming that that's accurate.
Right.
Quickly into today's
Of
sponsor.
course, a good response would be no. Actually, each of these piercings represent a child of yours that you take care of that another man has had. Much closer.
What is it? 3 out of 5?
That's what it is. Okay.
Pretty pink bow on it, and they sell it to anybody who wants it. Now, this is how Aura can help you. Aura identifies time to all over the you and mention they all might.
Yeah, skip the sponsor.
Okay.
Encourage you guys to go over to his channel.
Go over to the comment section on the I Hate This Man video. Go down to that comment and comment underneath it.
I really don't think it's effective. This man is very, very confident with his opinions. He's very, very stubborn.
See,
As much as he likes to criticize other people.
That's why I watched the Whatever podcast. That right there, that woman right there, look at her. Look at that middle-aged woman right there. Now that's my kind of woman. All right. I see that. I'm like, I'm watching whatever.
for being small-minded and stupid. There's nothing you
Not that
will say will
cleavage you
help,
just saw.
And I honestly don't think harassing somebody is even worth any of our time. So just don't go over and do that. As asked people to come over to my channel and comment things, which resulted in people saying things like, your body, my choice, saying this broad has the right to vote and this is why women shouldn't vote. I don't really want to return that energy. So if we could all just stay and keep it in this comment section, I would be...
Look, she's trying to be nice. She's trying to show, like she's like, look, Andrew Wilson's being toxic, is sending his people my way. We don't need to do that in kind. Hey, you know, she's taking the high road here. All right.
very appreciative. But yeah, let's watch his stream, watching me, watching him, whatever it is.
You don't understand that, Ben. She's being nice. She's telling her people to be nice.
Finally, to fight back.
It's basically this for a really long time.
Yes.
Oh my god, I can't watch this.
Destroy him. By might of the manosphere, attack with no mercy.
What? I could barely understand him. But is he trying to do like a Star Wars reference here?
This is the Star Wars.
Destroy them.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Cut them down.
It's really bad.
The best part about this is you guys are seeing it without the Star Wars audio.
So cringe, dude. What the hell? And that dude is going to tell some OnlyFans girl that what she does is trashy and whatever. Hey, I jack off to her stuff. Her stuff brings me pleasure. that right there was just complete cringe. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you right now. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Okay.
You over it?
Actually has a stream titled "I Hate This Man."
Well, can you pause for a second? I mean, so there, Andrew is not. I mean, he is like he says, I'm not a debater. Okay, and he's saying I'm an entertainer. I mean, that's pretty cringy entertainment.
It's really bad.
I think he's lying when he says that. Like, there
He
are
is
people
lying.
who are just like pure comedians, don't have any
I'm gonna have to adjust the volume again.
skin in the game either way.
Mhm.
You know, some comedians are just like, I don't think Norm Macdonald had some.
He claims, Andrew Wilson claims he's not a debater. He claims that he's not a Christian debater. That's the
No, he
difference.
claims that it's not a debate channel; it's an entertainment channel.
Oh, but what he means by that is it doesn't host debates. He doesn't claim to not be a debater. That's all he
Let me
ever
fix
does.
my cropping job over here.
Right?
I do think a lot of times people use this idea, like I make jokes to say I'm not a polemicist, and like, okay, well then as a humorist, you super suck.
Yeah.
So take your pick.
Political satirist or whatever he calls himself.
Yeah, I mean,
It's bad. It's really bad.
This is the problem with Andrew. Ultimately, is he's just not willing to like say this is what I am. I mean, is he a Christian nationalist? I think he would say yes.
I think so.
It's an
You might as
extraordinarily
well say yes. That's what.
unusual, extreme position to take in 2025. But if you own it, okay, fine.
He's a
But-
Christian nationalist, but he also, I don't know if he still does this, but he used to like use Christian talking points and Christian everything to back up his debates. But then if you asked him, are you a Christian? He'd be like, no, I'm not. I'm not a Christian. He wasn't even baptized at the time.
Yeah.
And he would say Christianity
He's
doesn't
not
affect
a
my
Christian?
debating at all. I don't know how those two things can
No,
be.
that's not true. I mean, I do think he would say, like, my worldview is that of an Orthodox Christian.
Yeah,
Even
but-
though he's only formally adopted it like a year ago, if at all. I don't know.
See, I don't know anything about the Crucible. I really don't care about Andrew. I don't,
Right. No, I misspoke. What I'm saying is he claims that he doesn't represent the Orthodox Church at all or Christianity at all.
Well,
and
he
yet he's
doesn't
a Christian
represent the Orthodox
nationalist.
Church because, like, yeah, they're very strict about who represents them, and his bishop would never tell him that he has the right to call himself a spokesperson for the Orthodox Church.
Okay.
And he doesn't have any training. He doesn't really even understand a lot of. I mean, unlike Jay Dyer, who has a lot of knowledge, Andrew doesn't really have much knowledge of Christianity, philosophy, or anything like that. He's just kind of a hacker.
But you would agree that
All right, Ben.
a lot of his
His
grift is
school.
based on Christianity, right? That's a big
He
selling
markets
point.
himself, whether he says it or not, as a traditional Christian.
Yeah, I agree with that there because that's what I think he is. That's what I thought he was. I don't watch him all the time. I watch like one episode of the whatever podcast, and then afterwards it's like I don't want to really want to watch it again. It's boring,
He's on Piers Morgan as a
Old
Christian
school,
versus
let's
atheist.
say. Old school, yeah.
Oh, really?
Traditional Christian, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He flip flops
Which-
a lot,
then if you
McKinsey.
press him, he goes, "No, I'm not claiming that."
That's what I'm saying.
So-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like he's
He plays games with that stuff.
yeah, he's just
PDL. A shame about her piercings and tattoos, sign of mental problems. Well, I'm not saying you got to marry her. I mean, you could date her a little bit, But some of the people who are kind of crazy are also kind of fun. But sometimes it's good to have some fun if you can. Live a little, man. It'll be all right.
he's I don't know. He's a weasel when it comes to that, in my opinion. Because like, at
Man,
least, I would say I'm a Catholic.
I don't know what's
I have
going
a
on with
master's
Ben's
degree.
volume.
I've been a Catholic since 1994. I am a convert. And I don't speak officially, like what I do is not an apostolate of the church, but, and I see myself as a centrist edgelord. Many feminists would see me as misogynistic, but actually I think I'm a feminist in the true sense of championing femininity. So anyways, I think Christian nationalism is incredibly stupid on every level. Though I can see its appeal as a kind of fantasy, and obviously,
Yeah.
Andrew's into fantasies.
Mhm.
Star Wars. He lives in like fantasy worlds.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is very masculine, but it's okay. I think Lord of the Rings is a good movie.
I mean, those fantasy world things are fun for a little while. I can't really get into them too much, but it's fun to be entertained. by something for a little bit. They wanted to be kind of, compelling and interesting and stuff. But I never really get too lost into the lore of any of that stuff.
More or less see yourself as living in Middle Earth.
What about you guys?
Her name is Caitlin Zim.
Okay, first of all, if we're going to talk about research, Andrew, please do your research. My name is Cataclysm. Nothing about my name looks like it says Caitlin Zim. Like, if you go on to see what...
That is pretty stupid. Caitlin Zim? Zin? Caitlin Zin? It's Cataclysm.
I thought
it's even spelled like it. It's spelled like an X-Men name,
He was saying, like, I found out her real name.
No, he's...
Caitlin Zim.
He just read this handle and said it was Caitlin Zin.
What he goes to say about me for the next hour or so. Me pointing out that he can't even read the word cataclysm is kind of insane.
I like her voice, man. I could hear her voice for a while. I can.
Now, I know it isn't an actual spelling of the word cataclysm, but, I mean, it says how it's spelled. Cataclysm. Right. Caitlin Zim.
You know what, man? I bet if you piss her off, dude, I bet you... Never mind. Moving on.
I mean, yeah, Caitlin Zim. Let's go with Caitlin Zim. Not really relevant, though, to be fair. And the other thing I would point out is, yes, I did title the video, I Hate This Man. Now, okay, I'll change it to I Greatly Dislike This Man. After seeing loads of the clips you said, Andrew, about women and your opinions about women, yeah, I feel like I'm within my own right. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys to hate this man. I'm not. If you really want to know, go and look.
See, another point for her. Like, okay, that's nice of you. I mean, you could have said to hate this man.
Some of the clips that the Whatever podcast themselves have posted that involve Andrew Wilson. So
hold on. I'm starting to like her, but is she a vegan? Because that will be a hard problem for me, okay?
then nobody can be accused of manipulating information. You can get first-hand opinions on this lovely man. I mean, all I'll say is this guy rated his wife a 6 out of 10 because he was living in objective reality.
How is it? I've never even understood how that's a dunk. It's just objective reality. You just can't tell anybody what's true or they freak the out.
That's all I'm going to say about my like for this man.
Over on YouTube, it's only got 100,000 views, right?
Oh, zing, Andrew!
So what, he rated his wife a 6 out of 10 because he lives in objective reality? Guys, you guys have a wife? You want to test that out? Huh? Test that out with your wife. See how far it goes. Tell your honey, tell your wife, tell your sweetheart that she's a 6 out of 10. Because you couldn't have gotten a 10 out of 10. Right? Oh, man. That's... No. She might not look the way she looked the day you married her. But she's still that 10 out of 10. Okay? That's how that works. Am I right? Or am I right there?
Drew, zing! I'm happy with my 100k, mate. Seriously, it's keeping me going, guys. All right, 100k, go.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
His videos don't regularly get more than 50.
Like, I think it's an interesting point she makes. Like, he rates his wife 6 out of 10. Now, a man might say, like, well, I appreciate a guy being honest about that, but that's a kind of masculine honesty.
Yes,
right?
It is. Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows that, like, married people doing that to each other is, like, while it might be honest, is like totally inappropriate.
Whoa. We actually got good marital advice from Benjamin Thorp? Yes. Okay. Well, I'm surprised. Maybe Ben's going to turn this around and show that he's actually a feminist at heart. Maybe the whole, like, wayward hoe thing was really just a joke.
Yes, I agree.
It's like saying, like, my daughter's fat. It's like your daughter coming down on prom.
Wait, but you do call your daughter fat. You do call your daughter fat, though. Right? You've done that before?
No, and she's a little chunky, and her saying, like, how do I look? And you say, honestly, you look fat.
Right. Well,
and you can
I'm
say,
being
well, that's
honest.
refreshingly honest, but it's not okay. But if your son comes down or whatever, you can bust his balls. It's fine.
Right.
You can say you look like an F slur.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. No. Be positive with your kids. You can be real with them, but be positive with them, man. Okay? Don't ever call your son an F slur. I do not ever want to have that sort of relationship at all with my son. Where we're like trash talking each other. No. I've done very well. Where respect is given, respect is earned. The respect has been earned. He's very respectful. He's the most respectful kid you ever meet. Okay? To this day, he doesn't cuss. He doesn't even say hell unless he can get permission. Now that's all going to change once he hits 15. But to this day, he's the kindest, most respectful kid you'll ever meet. Anyway, now my daughter, on the other hand, yeah, she will trash talk me, but like I'm working on that.
I just don't understand. Yeah, what is the incentive to?
He's wearing something stupid. You don't treat women the same as men, and that's his problem. But I think he loves
Stinky Brew. He says, yeah, the kicks and slaps that Ben throws at a female screams feminist. He's trying to empower them by providing trials that they can endure to become stronger. That's what Ben is doing. Yeah, you see, we could spin that around.
Loves Rachel, like him and I don't know if he loves Rachel, but like him and Rachel are a great match because she agrees with like a masculine form of communication.
Right.
I mean, they literally for their like I think favorite hobby is shooting machine guns in the backyard. Okay.
That's an expensive hobby.
I wouldn't say like a woman can't do that, but I would say if a woman's like main hobbies are shooting machine guns in the backyard and powerlifting, even within exercise, like she chooses powerlifting. I would say that that's very far on the masculine side of things, and so
I think it's cool that chicks can power lift and shoot
it is
guns.
what it is. But like,
that's
say
cool,
like I
man.
understand women because I understand Rachel is not really. I would say this girl has much more intuition of like.
That's right,
what is
Mackenzie.
feminine.
Women can work
she has
too.
some
That's
masculine
right.
Qualities for sure.
It's
But, like,
2025 now.
It's much more balanced. Because actually the critique of saying like, I can't believe you rated your wife numerically on a scale of 10 is a kind of feminine critique.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I know, right? The
saying,
price of ammo, Pff, man.
It's not so much that she's trying to dunk on you. So much.
Man, you're just pissing away money, dude. You know, you better be shooting something. Like you better be hunting, or come on, man.
Your wife's not that pretty. Like,
No,
you're a
no, that's
loser.
not the
He's
point.
She's just saying like, why would someone do that? It's crazy. I doubt she's married, but I think she
No.
would understand like doing that to your wife is just crazy because of men and women's differences.
And she does go into it a little bit more
But,
later.
Don't let him bring you down. I'm happy with 100K. But I just wanted to point out the whole controversy blew up because this video, which I will input now, was posted.
When you say like certain people, it's like, okay, dude, yeah, I guess you could make the case that like is bad for certain people.
No.
For certain people.
No, it's bad for everyone.
No, it's only bad for certain people. Here, like there's women, you agree,
No.
who have during SA.
That has
What? Even what? The fuck? What the fuck? Even in what are the odds that even happens? That women orgasm during SA? And even if they do, like, it doesn't make it okay. What the fuck? That is freaking, that is, what the?
nothing to do with
Bro.
whether it's SA.
Bro.
That has nothing to do with whether it's SA. Are you kidding me?
Bro, I didn't say whether or not it's SA. I said during SA.
What does it have to do with anything?
Well, bro, if that's the case, right, then was it bad for them?
Yes.
Why?
Absolutely.
Well, because they were sexually, because it's SA. What do you mean, why is it bad for them? Because they were violated. They didn't ask for that. They didn't ask to take a dick. No, it was just shoved there. Okay. But every time Andrew Wilson argues that, he needs to take a dick by force. Right? That's wild to me.
Why? Because there are overriding harms than just orgasm. I'm not saying that's not the case. What?
Perfect. So then here's the case then. The case is like when you say for some people, right? The reason you keep saying that is because even though it's the vast overwhelming majority of people, you want to like create this little minutia outlier, right? Is it logically possible that there's ever been a woman who's been essayed who'd enjoyed it?
I'm not going to.
Can you answer my question? Is it logically possible?
I'm not ascribing anything to
Do you think there's ever been a single woman who's been essayed and has enjoyed it?
Not going to answer.
Well, I've read my wife's smut books before, and they say something, but that's fantasy. That's fantasy land. And like, whoa, just hold on. Let me just say this. There are some people out there who are like some really twisted, deranged things. Those people do exist. There's people who like to rub shit all over their bodies, and they get off of that. There's people who love to be abused and used. It's like that Eurythmics song, right? Sweet dreams are made of these, okay? Some people want to be used. It is true. It is true. Doesn't make it okay. And they're so extreme outliers. I wouldn't even say they even factor into what we would just consider to be like just the realm of normality. Okay? All right. So why are we even talking about that? Why is it important to bring that up?
The question.
Answer the question.
I'm not going to answer the question.
But because then I can't say some people.
I'm not going to.
Andrew's, I think, trying to make a simple point, which is that it's the appeal to like the exception, right? To say like,
man, Chad, what do you guys think of this? This is wild, huh? Now we're gonna get to Ben's response. Ben's response. We're gonna grade it on feminist points. Let's see if Ben wins feminist points here.
some people think this, therefore it's a legitimate opinion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that term too.
The outlier exception. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like if Andrew wants to say something like murder is wrong, then you say like, well, in some societies, like Spartan society, like murder was tolerated to create better warriors.
There's even examples where murder is wrong, but yet murder is something that the state, the government will allow, right? Like as an everyday thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's this way of never agreeing to anything.
Depending on
just
your
saying,
occupation.
Like, I don't know. Most people don't like expired milk. Well, some people might like it. Like, you know what I mean?
I had an interaction with someone where they did that. I forget what it was, but when didn't I say something like, with that atheist one, I said like, we all understand that sex and love go together, and she said not necessarily, and I said I'm sure in your case that's not the case, right? Actually, I think I used this as an example, like consent or something non-consensual.
Yeah, you were saying.
She was saying there's an exception. Okay, so but it's just sophism.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just because there are people who do some people do something doesn't make it right. Okay, but it can be used. But anyways, you would just say like just because some people do something doesn't make it right. This thing about having an orgasm, a woman having an orgasm. I mean, I really don't. As much as women fantasize about this, I don't think any woman would actually like to be like violently taken.
All right, Ben wins some points. That's right. Your average woman probably would not like to be violently taken. You know? Okay. Wow. Has Ben really doing this? Has Ben really showing that he's really a feminist deep down? Okay.
I don't think so. Like a legit essay.
Yeah, I mean, like.
I mean, I think women like to get close to that, but yeah, no, I don't think actual essay.
I mean, I guess you could say like some people want some.
Like I said, I did read my wife's smut books, and there's things we do roleplay wise. The TMI, I'll stop that there. I dated some girls. I'll stop that there. But yes. There's some examples, some things, but usually that's in the realm of fantasy, and it's safe, and you know what's happening and all that stuff, and that's a whole different thing. That's like a fetish thing than it is a. Yeah. Anyway.
Say guys want to get murdered at a certain point in their life.
Mm-hmm.
They have a death wish.
Mm.
But anyways, it just seems like a very. But this would be the ultimate example. Like, okay, so if you actually think as a female you're about to get taken,
Mm-hmm.
you will have a physiological reaction that
Right.
lessens the chance of injury.
Mhm.
Does that mean you're excited about it?
No.
It's just absurd. It's an absurd line of. I need to start going
But
there.
what I would say
Absurd.
is, I
Well,
understand.
you could say
wait.
something like you could say something like there is a female sort of understanding of that, or there are aspects to which like women are aroused at the fantasy of that, and that it doesn't take that. It's surprising how quickly a woman in like tribal cultures.
I know, right? You already
just
answered the question.
become the
Now he's losing points for me because it's taken so long on it. You know.
The woman.
violent guy's new, mate,
Mhm.
and that is true.
Mm.
Women are surprisingly quick to get over the, provider when they need a new provider.
We
real
are
quick.
pragmatic creatures.
Yeah, so I mean, those things are true, and I don't think, whatever. That is just it is what it is. But to use this as an example is just kind of stupid.
It's a stupid example because even if a woman orgasms during rape, it doesn't mean she enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So it's a stupid example. It's like it's not really illustrative.
Oh, but what is orgasming, Grace? Isn't it your body enjoying it? Ooh, gotcha. It's like, yeah, it's a biological response. Sure, yeah. But it doesn't mean she actually enjoyed it, right? I mean, everyone should be able to understand that, but Andrew Wilson will argue the opposite, and we'll stand on that opposite there.
Illustrating what you're
I've
trying
heard
to get
people
to.
say,
here.
I don't know, I can't speak from experience, that this thing of the prostate gland,
Yes.
which I don't know how that works. I have.
No,
had
he's
my
never been
prostate
told to
tickled
shut up.
or felt.
You mean the G spot?
It's a gland.
But is that what we're talking about? Because the prostate gland and the G spot are two different things, right? Or no, I don't know.
Prostate gland is in men.
Yeah, Grace. The prostate is in men. The G spot's in women. Though, actually, ask gay men. They have a certain spot. Moving on.
G spot is something which is in a woman's vagina.
No. Oh. I've heard men
I don't
also
know
have
what
a
you're
G spot.
Well, they use
in
that
their prostate.
analogously.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Anyways.
Anyways, the G spot is not a gland. It is like that is a concentration of nerves in a certain area.
Mhm, right.
Anyway, let's move on.
You were saying you've
Let's
had your
move
prostate
on.
tickled.
Touched, felt by a doctor, of course.
Right.
I didn't even feel anything, but I did feel, violated somewhat. I felt intimate.
Yeah. I can see that.
I would have preferred a little more aftercare. But anyways,
Like
there
what?
is I've heard people say that, like,
So Ben had a prostate exam. Deadman, as a man, is there a difference between being raped by Susan Sydney Sweeney? Oh, well, the thing is, I would be willing with Sydney Sweeney at any time. Anytime. Okay? There's something that one of my old girlfriends said, and it's true. The way she said it, you may not agree with. She said, you can't grape the willing. Which means, if they're willing, then you're good. And Sydney Sweeney can grape me anytime, anywhere, any occasion. I don't care. And it would always be consensual. 100%. Oh, yeah. And Susan Boyle, man, I don't even remember who she is. I just know ugly. No, honestly, I don't remember who she is.
Put a broomstick
at this time. Let me
up
see.
there,
Mm-hmm.
and that can trigger a man to have an orgasm, even if he's not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Into it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my
I don't know
God.
if that's true.
What?
But if it was true, certainly he wouldn't say like, well.
Susan Boyle? This chick right here? This chick? Yeah. I would have to say no. I would have to say no about that.
And like men ejaculate, I think also very commonly.
What if I didn't know it was her?
Mm-hmm. I've heard that.
But if you say like, well,
But like what? I'm like drugged out of my mind and it just kind of happens, so I don't even know anything happened. Or is this like a glory hole situation? If it's a glory hole situation, I don't even know what's on the other side of that wall, man. It could be a dude. You know? If you're at that point, man, it don't even matter. You know what's on, you know?
I sent him out with that.
Smile on his face.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know what to say.
Let's continue. The point being, it's a stupid way to prove his point that this guy keeps appealing to exceptions.
Another example of something like that would be like,
No, wait. Sydney Sweeney was disguised as Susan Boyle? Oh, that's a really good disguise. What do you mean, like, how was she disguised as Susan Boyle? Like, was this like, was a movie White Girls? Is it like that? You know? I mean, I don't know how Sydney Sweeney would be disguised as her. But if it was her in disguise, then I guess I wouldn't mind.
I don't know how frequent it is, but like there are some women who certainly become pregnant after that, which means that in a certain sense their body received the sperm and directed it towards the egg and facilitated the conceived.
Wait. What the hell are we? What are they doing? They're having like an anatomy discussion here. We're having sex ed class with the Thorps here.
Egg latching, so you could say like, well, that seems positive. Didn't have that bad of a time.
Right. Stupid. Yeah.
Answer whether women enjoy being great.
That's not what I asked you.
Whether a woman has enjoyed being great.
If there's ever been one. Do you think there's ever been one?
I'm not answering.
You don't think there has been?
I don't know, and I'm not going to answer.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to answer.
Because
I'm not gonna, this is such a weird thing. This is such a weird thing.
What's
to
wrong
get
with
on
answering
about.
the question?
Like Andrew Wilson thinks it's a trap question. I'd be like, it might be like 1%. But what does that even matter? Like, it's a violation of their personal space. Like, you're physically violating them. It's just, what is it? Are you advocating for it? Are you trying to say it's okay? I don't understand his point. Or what is other than a gotcha trap question that he has a guy in, and that guy is a little too timid to answer it. You know? But you know, with these things, even if you did answer it in a different way, you don't ever really win with this stuff. You know, it's like, because the goalpost will shift and it'll change to something else. It's just a series of different gotchas and traps and stuff like that, just to kind of try to get him back in there. You know, that's what it is.
Because I'm not going to contribute to rhetoric that tries to say that there is anything good about SA.
Who said there's anything good about it?
You just said that some women orgasm, therefore that is a good of it.
Now, obviously,
But that's, it sounds like he was advocating for it.
Everybody was outraged by this video. I mean, including myself. I saw the video and I thought, what a stupid thing to say. Now, his fan base have got it very confused, including.
Like I agree with her. Instead of saying like so outrageous, it's just stupid.
Stupid.
Really
stupid.
Like of all the things you could say. To make this point,
Feminist points for Ben.
You're adding a lot of craziness, unnecessary weight. To
Yeah.
The point.
Yeah.
Andrew himself.
And making yourself look like an idiot.
They are under the belief that I did not understand that there was context behind that clip. So a lot of his fan base are arguing that, well, this is missing context, so you're spreading.
Hold on, let me answer. Mr. Stinky Bruce says, say you report the grape. You think it is Susan, then you find out it was Sydney Sweeney dressed up as Susan. Do you drop the charges? You know, I gotta be honest. If I woke up and she was next to me, and I was like, whoa, 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 what happened? She's like, oh, we had a really good time. Like, did I? She's like, yeah. I would say, show me again. That's what I would say. That's right. That's right. Okay? Even her, even Susan Boyle, I'd be like, you said I enjoyed it. You said I had a good time. Show me one more time. That's what it is, man. Okay, anyway.
Spreading false information about him. I've seen the context. Unlike what Andrew clearly proves to us here in his video, I did not do that video not knowing the context of the segment. I knew the context of the segment. If you watch him explain the context, it does not save him. It doesn't. It's weird. Not only is it a really weird way to go about proving your point, it was not logical. It didn't make any sense. Now, a lot of his fans like to make you explain exactly why it doesn't make any sense, but I don't really think I need to do that when anybody now who's watched the full context, which I'll give everybody for you, Andrew, it doesn't help you.
He was continuously referencing the term some people when he was actually referencing the vast majority of a group. I demonstrated this by creating a hypothetical where if it were the case that a single SA survivor didn't have a bad experience with SA. No, it's only bad for certain people. Here, like there's women, you agree, who have during SA.
That has nothing to do with whether it's SA.
Bro.
That has nothing to do with whether it's SA. Are you kidding me?
Bro, I didn't say whether or not it's SA. I said during SA.
What does it have to do with anything?
Well, bro, if that's the case, right, then was it bad for them?
Yes.
Why? Would it then be fair to say?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't think that really helps him there. You know, I understand that some people will use the term some people to talk about like a group of people when really they mean like a smaller group of that group of people. But that's the thing about language. And okay, it's hard to be a little bit more particular about that stuff. But you also don't really need to be. You know, that's kind of stupid.
He deserves to go viral for that. What an idiot. What an idiot.
Well, it's such a childish understanding of sexuality.
It's not even proving his point because that orgasm and that like lubrication is not the same as enjoying sex. It doesn't, you can't say like, oh, because a woman like lubricates when she's getting SA, that means she's enjoying it. That's a stupid point to me.
If a man feels like a woman is putting him in a place where he has to experience an orgasm, where she's going to like do something terrible, which is a place I've actually been in, that does not make it an enjoyable experience.
Right, but you
can
might
have pleasure without it being like a
No, I will say this. Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. In the photo, this right here. Oh, you guys were calling this Ben's mom? Don't disparage Ben's mom like that. Susan Boyle's hot, dude. Totally would, man. You know why? Because she's a star, dude. She's an opera singer.
That we could reference that when a person had this horrible thing happen and say, well, some people don't enjoy that.
Or like a guy who, but I don't even actually understand his point. He's saying that the guy is saying some people when he means the vast majority of a particular group. So that would seem to be like sort of minimizing.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. What Andrew seems like he's trying to say is that this liberal he was debating, the liberal guy was like, so let's say Andrew said, most people enjoy the sun. going out in the sun and getting fresh air.
Yeah.
And this guy kept saying, well, some people enjoy that.
Right.
That's what it seems like he was trying to
So
say.
he's saying some when he really should be saying almost all.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay.
So I don't.
Right. But I think in a casual conversation, I think people would kind of understand. And if they don't, you just have to clarify what you mean by some or whatever. But then it seems very pedantic and stupid. Oh, you know? How are we doing on the likes, by the way? 26 likes? Oh, man. I don't know if we're going to hit 30. But hey, if you guys want to throw in something, I definitely would take another shot. Do you know what I'm saying?
I understand how Andrew's point actually
So then
responds
Andrew's
to that.
point is,
What do you guys think of this conversation, by the way?
almost all sexual experiences
I'm actually kind of
which involve orgasm are positive.
I'm actually kind of chilling right now. Kind of liking
Which
it.
would be true, or claimed as positive, or seen by the person experiencing them as positive. But he doesn't actually make the point that way.
No.
So to say some are would be weird, but he's actually it's a point that doesn't make any sense actually.
It doesn't make sense.
It would seem like he's saying through his analogy that though most, I guess it would be the inverse thing, most experiences of SA are very, very negative, there are exceptions.
Mm-hmm. But that's
Yes, that word right there. Exceptions. Exceptions. That's right. Outliers. Things like that.
the inverse of what he was complaining about the other guy doing.
So saying some of whatever. You should
Oh,
say
Ben's
all
gonna
of
get
whatever.
stuck on
He's
this.
saying
No.
Sometimes you can say some.
Ah, Ben's gonna get stuck on this.
Positive, but most are negative. It's the opposite point.
Yeah.
Don't get stuck in it. Don't
actually
get stuck in the mud.
The logic was, but the fact that
Okay,
to prove
good.
your point, you had to try and equate pleasure and as the same thing, meaning that in theory, some people probably did technically enjoy SA. No, that doesn't even make any fucking sense. That doesn't make any sense. Nobody.
No, she's just flat
Again, I'm not gonna.
Pleasure and orgasm are. She means a good experience and orgasm.
Right. A good experience and orgasm. That's right. It's true that a chick is having a good time. If you're having a good time, yeah, she's probably going to orgasm. Okay. Sometimes you guys are having a good time and she doesn't orgasm. You finished before she did. And, well, I mean, you could do certain things to see if you can, finish the job there for her too. But sometimes, it's you came first, and it's like a competition. Hey, I was running a race here. Not my fault. You finished us. I was trying to win.
Yeah. Well, she said enjoyment, didn't she? No.
Rewind it.
You had to try and equate pleasure and as the same thing.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, it is the same thing.
I mean, I guess it would be possible to have an orgasm without having pleasure, but I think she means
It is possible.
A good experience and
Yeah.
an orgasm.
Yeah.
Are the same thing. That's
Meaning
what
that-
she was equating.
Right,
But it doesn't-
exactly.
It didn't help the point at all.
It's like if a person is forced to eat sweets, even though technically they'll enjoy the sweet taste, doesn't mean they'll like it.
They used to use a thing in Catholic.
Okay. Grace, you just said something smart right there. That's true. That's right. Yes, I could eat something sweet. I know it's sweet. And you know what? It might even taste good. But do I really enjoy it? Do I really need it? Is it important to me? No. No. Not at all. Okay.
Let's see. Okay, so this was the idea. Like this was the analogy, and it can get crazy. But the idea is, let's say you're a young man in the modern world,
Mhm.
and you see a woman in a like in a bikini.
That's right, Hurricane Pyro. You have to be good in bed to have orgasms from your queen as a king, for sure, for sure. That's right. That's how it really should be. With your wife or with your girl, whoever it is, I don't know what's going on in your life, or maybe it's a dude, maybe you like dudes. I don't know. But your goal, my goal anyway, is for her to come, and then I can just, then obviously me, That's the aim.
Who's like attractive.
Mm.
So you experience a little bit of pleasure biologically,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
But they would say the analogy is like eating poisoned, let's say Nutella, right?
Mhm.
It's not wrong. You should have the view of it like that. Not in the sense of the poison killing you, but like that you're eating something, you're not going to deny that it tastes good, but that you don't want it.
Mhm.
You don't want that.
And that is the
Like you
same
want to
as
spit it out. So that you can, it's not wrong for you to have the biological response, but that if you dwell on it, it'd be like taking that Nutella, which is poisonous, and just like sort of like keeping, you should spit it out, even though it
Mhm.
tastes good.
Mhm.
And even if you were really hungry, you would spit it out if you knew it was bad for you, right?
Yeah, right.
But it doesn't mean that it's wrong that the non-poisonous parts of it taste
Well,
good.
the sweets thing that Grace said was definitely on point for someone who's like, let's say, diabetic, and they shouldn't be eating those sweets. They know they shouldn't, right? They'd be messing up their body, fucking up their body.
Good.
It doesn't mean that it's, yeah, right.
See what I'm saying?
Sure.
So you don't, it's not like a venial sin if you
I felt like we had enough examples of this. Come on, man.
see a gorgeous woman, or you're put in a position through no fault of your own where you're like exposed to pornography, or a girl is cock teasing you who you work
That's
with
right,
or whatever.
McKinsey.
Those are
That's
not
right. Ladies
your
first
fault.
doesn't
The
apply
fault
to
would be if you are
just holding open
to
doors.
whatever degree, sort of indulging
right.
in it.
I see. Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Mhm.
Because it's not good for you. Which I actually think it's more commonsensical to say like, okay. And I don't think that's as good of an analogy, because it's kind of like,
Oh, look at that.
all
McKinsey
you
with
would say
the
to guys
5
like,
gifted memberships there.
if you're not going to do it, you're just blue balling yourself. And
Man.
blue balls. So
Oh, thank you so
painful.
much.
Yeah. Either go.
Thank you so much, McKinsey, for that. We're going to celebrate this. There's going to be some shots there. McKinsey's so nice. She's always like so generous with that. Lalo's gifted a membership. Look at that. All right, Lalo. I think we have one more. There we go. Here's a shot to McKinsey. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Lalo's here. So, Lalo, are you liking Ben's new direction? I didn't realize that Ben is a feminist. Did you know that? He is. You know what? I support him in his new direction. I don't know how he's going to, change the past. You can't change the past, but here we are. Ooh, thank you so much, McKinsey. I should take an extra shot for that. At least take 2 for the 5 gifted memberships that he did. Man. Okay. Must be a lightweight today or something. I'm feeling the Tito's. One more. By the way, chat, thank you all so much. I definitely do appreciate you guys just hanging out there, chatting and stuff. Even if you don't, throw in donos and stuff, that's fine too. You just hanging out and chatting, that's great. If you want to throw something, that's appreciated too. I love that too. This next shot's for all y'all. And the new feminist direction of Ben Thorp. Here we go. Oh, man. Whoa. Oh. That was not a good reaction. Whoa, I must be a lightweight today. No more shots for me, or something bad could happen. All right, hold on. What? That was his 3 shots today. Whoa. Whoa. The Tito's is not agreeing with me. Not at all. All right. There we go. Whoa. That was almost embarrassing. I almost blew chunks right there.
For it or get over it.
Just, yeah, like for your own, like I would say, like even from a pleasure perspective, just, you know, yeah, it's going to cloud your thinking and all that stuff. I had a woman who, when I was teaching in a Catholic school, was constantly sort of cock teasing me, and I mostly was
Mr.
like,
Stinky
I have a job
Brew.
to do, but sometimes, you know, it was like I would think about her or whatever, and she had no intentions, you know. But
Wasn't she married?
Yeah, she was married.
Mm.
She just got, you know, she got off on it, and a lot of times it's interesting. A lot of female teachers in boys' schools, which you say like, well, how, you know what I mean? Like, how does I can understand like an old lady or nun, but like, how does they get off on it? They get off on the attention of males, you know, and they like just tease the boys because they're like in a place where you want to talk about like, you know, if you're a LA 3, then you come around and you're a Rhode Island 6. If you're in a Catholic boys' school, you pretty much go to 10, no matter what you are.
Unless you're like a
Okay, I missed what
So you
Ben's
get a
talking
real
about here,
balance.
honestly.
Even fat ones, you know.
Oh, hey. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Oh, good night, BDL. Good night.
Which actually is interesting because boys generally, I was surprised. Boys initially will say like, "Oh, I got a hot teacher," and then they all turn on the teacher if she does that. They hate those kind of teachers, which is right for them too, because she's not going to do anything with them. You know what I mean?
It's not really fair.
Yeah, it's just like why like my parents like want me to not be distracted. So what the fuck are you doing here? Just trying to like glom on this. It'd be like, you know, I think it'd be very weird for a 25-year-old when I was starting out teaching, if I had started teaching at an all-girls school. I mean, I doubt that happens, but maybe it does. But you gotta say, if you're not a gay dude, like, what are you doing there? You know what I mean? Why would you be doing that to the girl if you're a good-looking guy, especially? Like, what's wrong with you, right?
You just want like young people's validation.
It just seems pathetic. Just go teach boys, you know. They don't care for the most part. A few of them might, but for the most part, they don't care. It's just much easier, and they think like you. Why would you go with girls? Although, I mean, I love girls. I would love to.
You know what? I remember in high school, some of the girls would have a crush on the male teacher. It was kind of weird. They would be kind of flirty with them. And there would seem to be like this interaction. You know, kind of things you notice when you're a kid in school, but you don't really think too much of it. Coaches, man, that too. Coaches for the... Well, that story's coming from someone else, and I will not disclose anymore. I'm good. Moving on.
You're away from the mic.
I would love to teach girls because I think, you know,
3 more likes.
they're
Oh no!
boys. Like, you know what I mean? They have
There's like 2 more likes.
Like making arguments and stuff with them. Boys do this fucking thing where they just become lawyers, you know.
Yeah.
It's fun, but I get tired of it. And girls are like nicer, honestly.
I will say this too. Like when I was a kid in school, if the teacher was hot, man, I was watching her all the time, and I wanted to be distracted.
More naturally religious, whereas boys are like, okay, so if I kill 100 guys, you know, it's like,
Hot for teacher.
But I like
Funny,
boys, you know, I don't know. But I just like, I think I just enjoy feminine company, like in that setting. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Why add all that tension to that situation?
But either one
Both
is
of
better
you.
than a co-ed situation. Then it's just boys doing antics for the girls. But like, so
Ben enjoys feminine company. Interesting. Okay.
But I'm just saying, it would make no sense for a school
E.F.
to hire a
Deadman?
young, single
No,
male heterosexual and put him in front of a bunch of 17-year-olds.
Yeah.
Hey, I was just revealing thoughts I had when I was in high school. Hey, you know, it's a different. You know, you probably had that teacher. Anyway. Your guy friends would have crushes on the librarian? Yeah.
That's just stupid. It's unfair for
Unfair
the
to
girls.
everybody.
Yeah, and for him. Yeah.
And he's
Man, the librarian at my school, it looked like Susan Boyle. It did. She did. And in fact, she got onto me. I remember that. The Susan Boyle librarian, because I would volunteer in the library. Okay, to get out of class and do that stuff was kind of fun. And she came to me and she was like, Jesse, yeah? She's like, you really need to put on deodorant. It is pungent. And I was like, but it's my natural scent. I was like, does it really smell bad? And I would put my arm or my hand under my armpit and smell it just to check. And like it's just right there. She's like, you didn't even have to do that. Like, I could smell it right here. I could smell it. You didn't have to do that. Because she's still around me when I was doing that. I was smelling. It's like, I don't smell that bad. I smell good. I smell right. She's like, no. You smell bad. Was the librarian coming on to me? Do you think the Susan Boyle librarian was coming on to me there?
He's an idiot to do that. You have to be crazy. Now, if you're an 80-year-old guy, maybe it doesn't matter. But
yeah.
Beef and
the interaction between male and female could be useful. Like male priests I don't think there should be female priests hearing confession, because I do think it's better for males to do that.
Well, so there are no female priests.
Yeah, apart from that.
Oh, okay.
I still think it's like a father-ish role for a girl to say, like, I did these bad things. You don't want to hear a woman.
Can we move on to the feminists talking?
Sure. Just saying.
The real
But you didn't
feminists?
finish your point. You were saying the interplay between men and women.
Or,
can
what's
be
an interesting
helpful.
one? An interesting one is there are a large number of men who coach female sports teams. That is not seen as crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're usually pretty good coaches.
It's hilarious coaching. Well, I mean, on a high school level at least, it's so funny. Mostly just getting them.
Yeah, you had a very
he was
like, masculine guy, right? He wasn't.
Oh yeah, 2 likes
he was
away
this
from 30. I don't know if we're gonna
Jewish
hit that.
old guy, like 70 years old.
And it's generally not a problem.
It's hilarious.
But of course, it could be a problem because girls want to really please the coach. So a lot of girls don't have dads. It would be super easy. But it doesn't really happen that much with heterosexuals. But homosexual guys do that. And it's a huge
All right. Let's move off this topic. This topic.
I think from my experience with with girls, not with hetero girls.
Yeah.
But like my experience with girls is like in your mind, it seems like kind of hot to be with someone much, much younger than you. It can be.
Okay,
because,
let's just stop. Let's move on.
Fully formed. But I did that twice. I had like I taught like a religion class, like a catechism class for like high school kids, and then I taught briefly in a co-ed school for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And in both cases, you get over it like almost instantly because you realize how annoying the girls are. Like how they're just so annoying that the annoyance cancels out any sexual interest you might have in them. And it's just like, okay, Bethany, what the hell,
Can we?
They're just really repugnant.
Can we resume?
I find young people to be mostly repugnant to be around. You know what I mean? Teenagers, eighth graders.
Well, I'm glad you find it to be repugnant to be around teenagers, teenage girls. That's good.
Almost no guys are like 8th grade teachers. Like always women.
Middle schools are run by women. Yeah.
Whether they have a pair of tits or whatever, like it's just like, oh my god, shut up. Right?
Teenagers are
so
extremely annoying.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Like maybe at college, you could theoretically have like a super sensitive.
Man, let's come on.
Very mature girl, who you could say like, okay, I could even possibly think about this person, but they're like, in school they're just like snot. School is so institutionalized. Like, same thing would be in jail. It's like these people are just like animals. In a cage. It's not very sexy.
Can we just resume?
It's awful.
No matter how much people have like fantasies about like after
or no.
Anyways.
People probably did technically enjoy SA. No, that doesn't even make any fucking sense. That doesn't make any sense. Nobody. Again, I'm not gonna All I have to say about that part was I knew the context. There's no lying involved, like his audience are trying to accuse me of. I mean, all the comments were saying, you lied about Andrew, this is defamation. What lie did I say? At no point did I lie. I said in my video, in fact, I'll show you what I said in my video. I don't want to hear comments about context because in this situation, that this should not be brought up. It was...
She looks way better in that.
Yeah, she looked way better in the previous one.
Clipped video than she does in this video.
Well, she's wearing makeup in this video.
Yeah, well, why wouldn't you?
I mean, she is a feminist, liberal feminist, so, you know.
I don't care.
I know you don't.
Well, she wears makeup sometimes, so I mean, come on.
I agree, she looks a lot better here, but
I'm just saying,
lighting is better than
I
this
mean, she
one.
looks okay without makeup. I mean, it's still fine. It's still okay. I'm good with that. She's not. I mean, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm not saying women have to wear makeup all the time, but I'm saying even male.
Ben, this is not a good point to get hung up on. You made a little offhand comment. Let's move on. That's it. Oh, we're gonna have 20 minutes about why women need to wear makeup and all that stuff. We're not gonna. Let's not do that.
Broadcasters generally wear makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure.
Because it's camera friendly. So
There's a genre on YouTube of like liberal commentary people who don't wear makeup or like wear T-shirts and stuff. It's a certain genre, you know, to be like alternative. I'm not always going to dress up.
I mean,
for
I
the
would
camera.
say, well, okay, yeah, okay.
It was weird regardless of the context. So I really don't see how that's a good rebuttal, but that's just a matter of my opinion. Obviously, he's going to say otherwise. Do I actually think he was sitting there purposefully trying to justify? No, I don't think he was trying to do that. My whole argument was that I think it was...
I have to say. I just think, like, you know, honestly, I bet she has a better relationship with her dad than Andrew does with his dad, honestly. And she has more of that masculine calmness.
Another feminist point for Ben. Ben says this girl probably has a better relationship with her dad than Andrew does.
Than he does. He's such a total bitch.
I do agree.
You know?
Is Ben gonna cross paths with Cataclysm?
It's like she doesn't need it. This is the funny thing is his criticism of women is that they can't think.
Mm-hmm.
She's being reasonable and actually saying, like, I'm going to hand you a point. I don't really think you meant it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas he's always just going to try to whatever he can.
Mm-hmm. Get his little
whether it's
jabs
true
in.
or not,
Yeah.
whether it's just always has to go for a win. He can never concede something as being like, yeah, okay, that's a good point. Which I think makes him just look like a super exaggerated stereotype of what misogynists think women are, which is ironic.
It is ironic, yeah. Somebody said F. No, not F.
Yeah, the stream still. Oh, they did have a weird
We're live.
stutter.
We're live.
It's a really weird thing.
Yeah, she is being like fair. I agree.
To say, and a really weird way to make connections between, for example, as I've said a million times, pleasure and orgasming, meaning you've enjoyed it. You know, again, context or not context, why would you say that?
Yeah, I understand what she's saying. She's saying pleasure meaning like a good experience.
Yeah, that's
Right. We already talked about that. Why are we doing that again?
It's a little misleading, but I see what she's. I see how she's meaning the term pleasure.
I mean, we've had this argument plenty of times. If you look at the context, this argument's been made loads of times, but I haven't heard many people actually make that argument, probably because it logically does not make any sense. People are so fast to defend him by going, you just don't get his logic. Do you get his logic? Because it doesn't, to me, it does not make any sense.
It doesn't.
Anyway, the reason I addressed this so early on in the video is because this is what I was being harassed for by his fans, saying
Can
that
you pause it for a second? Just as a question to you, because I think this is just super basic logic. You don't need a degree. If the point that you could make by saying some women experience orgasm during SA, even though the number is low, could be used to make what point, let's say? Not the point he is actually arguing against.
That there's outliers there, like a very small percentage. Maybe so fringe that it's like, what is that even worth? You know?
I don't know.
Well, you could use it to say like something like, for example, you know, people say, okay, is masturbation bad? Okay, masturbation might cause you to have stronger wrists, which is a good. So, right.
Oh, no.
That's actually not the same point.
Oh no, we're getting stuck in the mud again. No. It was fine. It was fine just saying that his logic was bad. It doesn't make any sense because it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. His issue is about the dude using the word some. Okay? And I guess the question he trapped the guy in is a question about a very, very intense subject.
To the some and the all. It'd be an exception to a universal. I don't know.
But it's not even really an exception just because you physically orgasm.
Oh, abuse.
does not
Like, say
mean-
abuse. Let's say, I don't know, could this point be the point? Some people who experience, like, being, like, abused by their parents in
Mhm.
childhood say that they're stronger for having gone through that.
So therefore, you'd argue that abuse overall is good for people?
No, so then you'd use as your count, like what I'm saying is your argument would be Andrew's argument. Some women have orgasms during rape, but that doesn't mean that rape is good, right?
Yeah, right.
Same, like, to make the point, if someone's trying to say that abuse is somehow good for kids, you could, right? That would make sense logically.
Okay, yeah, that would be a way to
To
counter
say
that point. Yeah.
Just because there
Can we
is
move on?
a small group of people who say that something negative reports some positive aspect of the thing that's negative doesn't mean, you know, I mean, like some Holocaust survivors say, like, that experience helped me to become who I am today.
Right.
Without that, okay, or like Judas, you know, it was necessary to, right?
Well, I mean, his issue was the term using the word some to justify things, and his issue was that they used the word some, and he was trying to say that, like, in that group, the word some meaning a group of people, there's probably a smaller percentage of those people that it probably doesn't apply to. This doesn't really matter, man. Come on, this is
so. So you could use that as an argument. That would make sense, but he actually isn't making that case.
No, he's not.
So she's right to say, like, it just, she doesn't. I mean, she doesn't, like, sort of analyze it logically, but she's just saying it's weird. It doesn't even make the logical sense. She's right.
She is
it
right.
It doesn't make logical sense.
you spent that time to realize that she was right. All you had to do was say she was right. Ben has to be the contrarian. But he did get to the end goal of, Cataclysm's right.
Took things out of context. Firstly, I did not clip up that clip. I did not make that clip at the beginning of my video. I did not make that. That's on the internet, accessible to everybody. Secondly, calling me a liar in itself is defamation when you can't actually pinpoint where the lie is. Not only that, but you didn't get to the part where I actually talked about that clip. You didn't even watch it. You just ended the stream way before you got to me.
Well, the Andrew Tate watchers aren't going to actually watch you and really listen to what you got to say. They don't really care what you got to say. They're already going to say what they want to say, and then anything you say, they're going to just say stupid bitch, stupid feminist bitch. You know, that's all they're going to say. They're not going to listen to you because they already don't like you. Is that fair? No, it's not fair, but it's like you're not going to reach Andrew Wilson's fans, his fanboys. Andrew Wilson has fanboys. Okay, you're not going to reach them.
Me addressing that video about you. So I don't even think you believe that it was defamation yourself, because if it was me, I would have opened that, skipped all the rest of the video and skipped to the part that you're in a controversy about, and I would have spoke about that, but you didn't do that. Instead, you insisted on telling your entire fan base to call me a liar, which is not on. I mean, you talk about defamation and then you send your little cronies over to my comment section. That doesn't make any sense. Anything else you want to get off your chest, get off your chest.
Well, I think she's surprised because, like, she's finding herself having an argument with a very catty female who's claiming he's a master of logic. She's like, you didn't even do the logic.
I see. And Ben's going to use this to frame Andrew Wilson as a catty female. They're using feminine energy. Which, I mean, is that what's happening here?
The logic you did use doesn't make any sense. And how you defended yourself didn't make any sense because you didn't actually address the point.
Again.
And so she's speaking as a kind of relatively feminine, but, you know, argumentative person to just a complete, you know, shit-throwing feminine person.
Yeah, a bitch.
Who happens to have a low voice.
You can say a bitch.
But you know what I'm saying? No, but I'm saying like someone who's just acting like an irrational female, but who has a low voice and claims that he's good at debating.
Right.
And I do see where she'd find that puzzling. Because like...
Yeah, fair enough, McKenzie. That's on point, yeah. It is a ludicrous point, for sure. And suffer, Andrew. Yeah, for sure.
He does have some ability to be analytical. And she's like, well, but if you have the ability to be analytical, how could you not see that your point didn't make any sense? Which is a good question. I think she's right. I do think that if you unpacked it for him, which he'd never let you do, he would say, yeah, that doesn't make the point that I was trying to make. I think he would recognize that. And then also this thing of like call her a liar without demonstrating where the lie is. I mean, I think he just knows that's a tactic. That's the tactic that women do. Ruby does it all the time. If you say, you know, oh, that's interesting. You just basically told us where the clinic is, that someone might do something with that, which is like, you're basically saying like, you're doxing your clinic. And then she goes, she's going to call my new doctor. Okay. That's how that type of person way over there behaves.
Okay.
I think a woman like this would say, oh shit, I did just kind of dox that. That's on me.
Stupid.
That is stupid.
Hi, Laura.
But, you know what I mean? She'd be like, okay, yeah. I mean, obviously Ruby should have said like, oops, if I'm against doxing.
Did Ruby get the restraining order? I heard, I think I saw that clip where she won that.
I shouldn't say exactly where my new clinic is. But
or maybe she should analyze why she wants to reveal the location of her new clinic.
Yeah. I mean,
because she wants to get fired from her next clinic. So she can be a victim of that. And Ruby's going to go from clinic to clinic to clinic to clinic. You know? It just is that.
But the reality is that she's like constantly inviting people to dox her in soccer
stash up on methadone and sell it.
Yeah.
And to have something to be a victim of.
Absolutely.
You know, if you have a bad relationship, and I'm not saying like Mary from the whatever clinic and the other person from the clinic are perfect, but like, what good is it going to do? You know what I mean? You're not actually gonna. If you wanted to, if they did something wrong to you, you know.
He's going on this long tangent. I'm not gonna be able to finish this particular stream here tonight for sure. So I'm gonna take this moment. I'm gonna take on the Thorps. On the Thorps. She had a restraining order on the Thorps. CE, Hurricane Paro, Manu, McKenzie, Mr. Stinky Brew. Thank y'all so much for hanging out for the stream here tonight. We covered quite a bit. We started off with Ricada. I don't know if you saw, but his nose is not looking too good here. It's very red. It's kind of discolored. It's not looking very good. You know, he's supposed to be a sober man. What I see here is someone who's been weathered down. He looks beaten. He does. Looks. If I didn't know any better, I would think he's strung out. On whippets. Then, of course, we talked about the YouTuber drama that escalated, the flagging, the channel flagging stuff that escalated to this crazy guy, this cholo, a juggalo cholo, who decided it was a good idea to just gun down his, the dude he's beefing with, to gun him down in Vegas. We talked about that. And of course, we spent quite a bit talking about the Thorps. I brushed over the Spicoli thing. That part of the stream was the worst thing I've heard tonight. It was the worst thing I've heard in a long time. Spicoli is a special case that belongs in jail. Okay? What I heard was absolutely disgusting. He looks like Christian Bale in The Machinist. Maybe that's what he's going for. I enjoyed this stream. I thought it was very fun. I had a good time doing it. I'll be back tomorrow night. Do I think Spicoli is done? No, he's not done. There's one thing I've learned. No one's ever really done on the internet or whatever unless they just tap out themselves. He's just going to pop in on other panels. Someone's going to have him back on. After all, Grace wasn't too bothered by what he had said, which is strange and troubling. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for making this stream awesome. Definitely shout out to Mackenzie for the gifted members. With that said, you guys take it easy. Have a good one. And yeah, that's it. Oh, yes, my wife is doing okay.